36%. Chapter 141. Be the first to accept family affiliation, amazing reward. Subscription required. It may just be a coincidence. After a long silence, Su Luki said a little weakly. She knew in her heart that Lin Lang was probably problematic. But this matter cannot be admitted. Xuantian continent, starting from the upper gods, treats evil cultivators with the attitude of, rather kill by mistake than let go. If Lin Lang has a problem, the Lin dynasty and the Su family will not escape liquidation. She even suspected that the girl also had a problem, otherwise Lin Lang had replaced the talented sword attendant so ordinary over the years, it would be impossible to have no flaws at all. But if the Su family is liquidated, her vein will also be affected, and even become a scapegoat. A fate has not yet broken free, and is it going to fall into an even greater quagmire? Su Luki felt a sense of powerlessness hit him. Actually, whether you admit it or not, the result is the same. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to avenge myself. I will personally liquidate the things of that year. As for you, either swear allegiance to my wife now and become her sword guard, and those you care about will have a chance to keep it in the future. Or, go down first, and wait for your relatives to come and reunite in the future. In the face of the enemy, Zhang Chushuan did not have the slightest intention of pitying the jade, and spoke very politely. If it weren't for Nangong Mushui's narration that Su Luki's performance was not so bad, with his temper, it would be more appropriate to kill him directly. Mu Shui, the next thing, oh for you look at it, I have other things to deal with here. 99. Oh, you stay safe. After talking a few words with the three wives, Zhang Chushuan hung up the communication and returned from the back of the Suzaku beast, returning to the inner space. The interior space of the Suzaku beast is not small. There are 2 floors, each floor is about 40 square meters. The lowest floor was transformed into a bedroom by Zhang Chushuan, and the upper floor is the living room and kitchen. Even when he is away from home, he has no habit of suffering. He Chao, how are you thinking about it? Entering the living room, Zhang Chushuan did not say a word about what happened before, and instead asked about the fellow countryman, He Chao. Big guy, I have to agree. He Chao held the table, glanced at Zhang Yangfeng Yishi, and said in a language that only he and Zhang Chushuan could hear, it's been almost half a month since everyone went out, fellow villagers crossed, and the freshness has long passed, fully understanding the reality and danger of this world. Family struggles, attacks by fierce beasts, and invasion by the upper sect are all deadly problems. People who don't have to think about luck have to be afraid that a strong person will suddenly give you a look when he passes by, and he doesn't know how to die. 35. Especially today, I finally joined the 8-rank sect, and the result. He Chao smiled bitterly and shook his head. There was still residual fear in his eyes. Every traverser will have the illusion that he is a child of destiny. After all, this is a crossing, and the probability is not known to be many billion times lower than winning the lottery. The whole people cross. Normal people will not think like this. After all, the opportunity is not the only one. But like anyone who plays competitive games thinks they're number one. When everyone first enters the crossing state, they will firmly believe that they are the most powerful one. But reality will teach them to be human. If they do not recognize reality, all that awaits them is death. He Chao has now thoroughly recognized himself, and he may be a little lucky, which is nothing compared to the really powerful traverser patriarchs. And this Xuantian continent is too dangerous, and one accidentally dies. He is not so keen on power. He only wants to become stronger, and if he has the opportunity, it is best to live forever. And Zhang Chushuan, absolutely thick thighs, of course to hold. Good. Zhang Chushuan did not dare to be interested in He Chao's mental journey. As long as the other party's formal allegiance, he did not even need to guarantee loyalty. Then you make an affiliate request. Yes. He Chao nodded, moved his mind, called up the virtual panel, and then operated it in the family section. Soon, a prompt voice appeared in Zhang Chushuan's ear. The He family of the non-flowing family swears allegiance to you. Do you accept it? Accept. Zhang Chushuan immediately agreed to come down. Subsequently, he found that the family plate had changed, with an additional subsidiary column. There is now only one, He Jia quasi-9 pin in the column. Zhang Chushuan tried to click open, and the data immediately appeared on the page. Family. He family. Rank. Quasi-9 products. Location. Nanyangzhou, Lanyu County, Lanhun Province, Beiyu County, Shang Town. Patriarch. He Chao. Generation members. Second generation members. 3 generations of members. Family sphere of influence. Family property. Family martial arts. A string of data appeared, and Zhang Chushuan found that it was generally the same as the data of his own family plate, and he knew no less about the He family than He Chao. However, it is only an understanding, and it is impossible to operate like its own family. If the He family wants to develop, he still has to do it. He is the head of the He family. In fact, He Chao can choose to hide these data from Zhang Chushuan, which is the authority of the affiliated family, but he did not do this, which can also be regarded as showing loyalty. Zhang Chushuan doesn't care. As early as after successfully entering the product, he received a system prompt that he could accept the clan of the same Traverser patriarchs as vassals, provided that the other party's family level was lower than his own, and the other party took the initiative to send a subordinate request. The distribution of forces in the Xuantian continent is originally a pyramid structure, and with systematic help, it only makes the matter of subordination more detailed and formal. At least in the case of data monitoring, the subordinate family has enough understanding of the subordinate family, and is not afraid that the other party will make trouble under their noses. But Zhang Chushuan doesn't care. He adopts affiliated families, only based on 2 points. 1. Affiliated family spheres of influence. If a family becomes a subsidiary of the Zhang family, the sphere of influence of the affiliated family will be equivalent to the sphere of influence of the Zhang family, and within this range, Zhang Chushuan can open the Dao-level invincible realm. Dao-level invincible domain. Zhang Chushuan can take the initiative to reduce any strength within the realm to the refining body realm, including the divine soul, within the range. He is in an absolute defensive state, and any level and nature attack will dissipate into invisible. Closing parenthesis. If the affiliated family wants to dissolve the affiliation, either the subordinate family agrees to dissolve it and gives 1/10 of the family wealth. Either come up with a challenge and win in the challenge. If you fail in the challenge, you also need to hand over 1/10 of the family's wealth. But Zhang Chushuan has an invincible realm, so once the other party is attached, it is impossible to dissolve the relationship for life unless he is one. And will he take the initiative to lift it? 2. Activate a special family skill, manifestation. With this skill, Zhang Chushuan can also cross to the side of the patriarch of the affiliated family at any time and make a move against the enemy for the other party, which is equivalent to the other party's extra whole card protection, and Zhang Chushuan himself has an additional means to move somewhere instantly. However, this skill can only be used once a month for a subordinate family, and the number of times cannot be accumulated. Another effect is also the key to Zhang Chu's 163 Xuanxuan subordinate family. He could have a mental dialogue with the patriarch of any subordinate family, countless distances, ignoring any obstacles. This is equivalent to one more ear and eye for him. Just imagine, when the Zhang family supported Yi Shi to the throne and began to build a dynasty, and every county under the governance of the dynasty had the most loyal eyes and ears of the Zhang family, and could deliver the news as soon as possible, how critical should this be for the war? Assuming that Nanyangzhou really became the world of the Zhang family, Yi Shi created the Yanwang dynasty Lupin with the help of the Zhang family, and all counties in Nanyangzhou have Zhang's affiliated families sitting in the town. What can be hidden from Zhang Chushuan in this world? The answer is no. Zhang Chushuan can leave all affairs and dynasties to Yi Shi to do, and enjoy the power and status himself, but he does not need to worry about the Zhang family's problems. This is domination in the true sense of the word. And now, Zhang Chushuan has taken the first step. Congratulations on being the first to subdue the subordinate patriarch. The clan subordinate section has been open to you. 55. Congratulations on being the first to subdue the subordinate patriarch and activate the exclusive skill of the subordinate patriarch, the manifestation avenue level skill. Congratulations on being the first to subdue the subordinate patriarch and activate the only subordinate skill and synchronization avenue level skill. You can synchronize all the cultivation gains from the subordinate clan members at any time. Congratulations on being the first to subdue the subordinate patriarch and getting a chance to draw a treasure chest. Since congratulations on being the first to subdue the subordinate patriarch, the system will make a world announcement. 35. After a series of system prompts, it was unexpected, but it seemed to be reasonable. World announcement. Xuantian continent Zhang Chushuan is the first to accept the subordinate patriarch. Congratulations. X3. Zhang Chushuan. Shish. That's a bit of a dick. 36%. Chapter 142 Who cultivates by himself. Ask for a subscription. The only subordinate skill and synchronization. You can synchronize all the cultivation gains from the members of the affiliated family at any time. This is really what a surprise. 35. Zhang Chushuan clenched his fists, a flash of excitement flashing in his eyes. He expected that the first family with a subsidiary family would be rewarded. After all, receiving a subsidiary family is also strengthening the strength of the family and echoing the concept of family building for the whole people, not to mention that the family that has been subdued is also a traverser and will activate the family subsidiary plate. But he didn't think that this reward would be very good. After all, as long as a family became a 9-pin, it was eligible to subdue the affiliated families. No, I made it simple. 39. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly, realizing the loophole in his thoughts. According to the analysis of the information known now, there is only one crosser family in each county, and it is all in a small town. From the small town to the quasi-Jupin, this is a long accumulation process for the aborigines of the Xuantian continent, and most of them need several generations of hard work to have the opportunity. Quote, although the traversers can open the chest once a week, which is equivalent to having a treasure chest to hang, it also takes a considerable period of time to develop. 39. Not to mention that when the family improves the 9 products, it will have to complete 3 requirements and pass the assessment. Even if the family successfully promoted to Jupin after passing the assessment, it will take a little time to join the Jupin family in the original county to get a piece of the pie. 99. In other words, serious fellow villagers need to spend countless energy to build a family, even if they want to gain a foothold in the county. And to accept affiliated families, it is necessary to accept families that are also crossers to be recognized. If you want to do this, the 9 products alone are not enough. Zhang Chushuan analyzed the information. There is only one crosser family in each county, and if you want to subdue other crosser families, you must go to other counties to search and screen for finds. Only then can the Jupin family have the opportunity to gain a foothold in the county and share resources or compete with other Jupin families. Generally speaking, the 8-pin family has the opportunity to enter the capital and compete with other 8-pin families for the resources of several counties. Unless someone is lucky, it is difficult to recruit affiliated families during the Jupin family period, not to mention that most of the traversers are arrogant, and they will not be easily loyal unless they are facing an existence far beyond themselves. This is actually quite a difficult thing. I promoted the family to the 8th rank in one go, but I ignored this difficulty. Regardless of the situation of picking up leaks, this is the first place that the 8-pin family can compete. What's more, everyone is standing on the same starting line, and how many are willing to be affiliated families for others? After all, I'm still too strong. Zhang Chushuan tilted his head slightly, revealing a lonely expression of a master, which made Zhang Yangfeng and Yi Shi look a little inexplicable. Next to him, He Chao's expression was also extremely excited. Unique subsidiary skill katakana middle dot synchronization. You can request the subordinate family every month, and the patriarch will formulate and give the exercises and martial arts 70% effect synchronization. Because he was the first family patriarch to choose to belong to other families, he was also rewarded. According to the explanation of the national family system, following a big brother is also particularly important for a family's intoxication. In the system rating, the Zhang family created by Zhang Chushuan now has the first overall score, which is undoubtedly the best allegiance object of all affiliated families. If Big Brother Zhang synchronizes the sword intent to me, even if he can only inherit 70%, it will be terrifying. Quote, I have to hold Big Guy Zhang's thigh tightly and lick him comfortably so that I can restore the synchronization skill to the extreme. He Chao found the direction of his future struggle, and licked Boss Zhang to finish. As long as the licking is good, there will be resources. As long as you lick well, there will be no shortage of exercises. As long as the licking is good, geniuses are envious. Serious people who rely on their own cultivation, he can only seriously lick the big guy every day, offer loyalty, and then rely on the big guy to give some benefits to become stronger, and barely live a life. Suddenly, He Chao's eyes changed. He followed Zhang Dewei to get the first reward once, and was about to go to the chat board to install a wave, but unexpectedly found that someone had bad intentions and actually wanted to shake his status as the first lick. World Channel. Terrible. Zhang Chushuan is so cute. Upstairs. Is it scary or snappy? Squint. Upstairs. You two are dead. Be careful that Big Brother Zhang remembers you, and let you know why the flowers are red in the future. Don't get excited upstairs. As a girl, I don't think there may be a problem with it. Quote. Interrupt the small talk. Come, let's worship together, Big Guy Zhang. I have long guessed that there will be such a first. After all, Zhang Dewei is the first to create the 8-pin family. No, brother, you don't understand. The water in this is very deep. Let's make it clear for smart people. Smart people are here. You don't really think that you can get the loyalty of other families by promoting the 8th rank, right? It's not that simple. It must be strong enough in the 8-pin family. Listen to me to give you an analysis. Zhang Chushuan's conclusion. Got it. Understood. Boss Zhang not only created the 8-pin family, but also successfully entered the city of Fucheng and had the right to speak in several counties, and also found fellow crossers inside, right? From the courage of those who score perfect marks in reading comprehension. Upstairs, me and Zhang Dewei are in the same area. Your analysis is correct, but not as much as what Zhang Dewei did. Do you know that Zhang Dewei has become the first 8-rank family in our mansion, has the right to speak in a mansion, and was also named a marquis by the monarch, and also defeated a master of the late stage of the transformation spirit realm? 99. Quote question mark question mark question mark. This is the only way to speak once a day, expressing my shock. 35. Hey, Big Brother Zhang, Eternal God. 55. I finally understand why that He Chao is willing to exist as a subsidiary family. This is not to be a little brother, this Nima is to hold his thighs. 5. System, I ask to recross, I want to. A place with Big Brother Zhang. Shish, the announcement has appeared again, and the first one can also be rewarded as a subsidiary family. Brothers, I'm sour. Sisters, we haven't fought a man. Shui Town, Wang family. Wang Xie saw that He Chao, who was the first to become a subsidiary family, actually received a system reward, and he immediately became sour. Damn, those 10 ghosts carry the coffin with a brain disease. Last night such a good opportunity, why didn't they enter my Shui town? When the time comes, I will ask for help, aren't these benefits mine? 9. It's a loss. Wang Xie had long since thought of defecting to Zhang Chushuan. He himself has a salty personality, and is not very keen on fighting, although he hopes to become stronger and live forever, but he does not want to work hard. In fact, as the patriarch, you don't need to work too hard, as long as the family members work hard to become stronger. But for construction and management, Wang Xie thought that he had ruined the hundreds of millions of family assets his father had worked hard for in only 1 year before he crossed, and even the hot pot restaurant and milk tea shop that his mother had left for him had collapsed. Well, he didn't have confidence at all. This kind of thing, of course, still has to hold the thighs. The quality of Zhang Dagui's reputation is top in their area, except for a very few crossers with brain problems. Everyone even treats him as the Holy Mother. But they also know that Big Brother Zhang is definitely not the Holy Mother. All in all, Boss Zhang is a very good person to these fellow villagers. Fair deal, that's all things they can't imagine, and the trade stuff is so good. In summary, it is absolutely safe and beneficial to join Zhang Dewei. He was ready to do this, but the thought of surrendering dazedly seemed abrupt, so he decided to delay it until the next time he opened the box if he could get something good. As a result, this dragged away the first reward. Wang Xie. Everyone, I don't accept it, I'm sad, this should have been my reward, I'm really angry. Everyone, Wang Xie. You know what? I was already planning to join Boss Zhang, good to the king, and I was ready to offer the good things that came out of the box next time, but I was cut off. Quote. Wang Xie. I can even cut off my beard if I surrender, you say I'm miserable. All. Hu Yueru. What are you miserable? No matter how miserable is the old lady. The old lady had already discussed this matter in the clan, and after the family heard about the rise of the Zhang family, all the members said yes, and they were all ready to move to Lingxia town, which caused me a big loss. Quote. Hu Yueru. At Zhang Chushuan, big guy, you still can't accept the little brother family. My Hu family is all girls, that's a big drop of good. 99. Hu Yueru. My Hu family will definitely become your most loyal doglegs followers. He Chao. The first follower must be my He family, don't think about it. Hu Yueru. Then it sees, it's either you first or you lead. He Chao. HMPH, my He family will definitely follow. 35. Wang Xie. My Wang family is not far behind, wait for me to go to my father and discuss with them. All. I didn't know, I thought that this public channel had become a chat with the affiliated family of Zhang Dewei. But suddenly, someone spoke and the atmosphere changed. Summer night. I obeyed, all the people crossed, but I didn't expect that there were still people who were keen to make dogs for people in this year. 36%. Chapter 143. New Child of Luck. I, Zhang Chushuan, is a virgin. Summer night. It's okay if you want to be a dog, but can you not create a crooked atmosphere in the public area? Sha Yi. Everyone is the same person. They are all traversers. Even if they have to fight hard, they should plan for themselves, right? Summer night. Even if you don't want to be human, you don't have to think about being a dog, right? Sha night. That Zhang Chushuan is estimated to be lucky, although I don't know why he has so many resources, but he can trade equally, while earning benefits. In fact, he is trading at a loss, in exchange for a few words of praise from you. There is no strong heart at all, the upper limit is locked, it's ridiculous. Wang Xie. Hu Yueru. He Chao. Hu Yueru. Trembling and cold, are you afraid that you are not an ancient traverser? With the leader's thing, you use the dog metaphor, we offended you. You're jealous of Big Brother Zhang, aren't you? Wang Xie. Agree with Miss Hu's speech. According to your meaning, if we don't want to be big bosses, principals, and hospital directors before we cross, we can all commit suicide. He Chao. SB. Secretly glanced at Zhang Chushuan, and seeing that his expression did not change in the slightest, He Chao immediately breathed a sigh of relief in his heart, and at the same time, the whole person seemed to have taken a bloody look and decided to start fighting. He Chao. You are right. Soldiers who don't want to be generals are not good soldiers, but we are all traversers, but people have self-knowledge, different three views, different personalities, and different circumstances can lead to different positions in everyone's life and position. Why should everyone be a good patriarch and be the strongest patriarch? He Chao. Ridiculous, and how about being a dog? I am the dog of Zhang Dewei. Eat meat and drink soup every day. That is also the roaring dog under Erlang God. You cowhide is also a gang leader, stupid. Hu Yueru. Seeing the content in front of the paragraph above your 163, I pulled out half of my 40-meter knife. Wang Xie. I almost decided to bury friendly troops. Hu Yueru. But now, when it comes to licking, I am willing to call you the strongest. He Chao. Generally, I am also the patriarch of the first subordinate family of Zhang Dewei, and I have obtained an exclusive skill and the opportunity to dodge a treasure chest. Quote. All. Hiss. This guy is also old Versailles. Summer night. I'm too lazy to talk to you. Anyway, Zhang Chushuan is so stupid, he will not go far. Hu Yueru. It's really hammered. You are jealous of the big guy. Quote. Summer night. Joke. I will be jealous of him. Tell you, soon I will get a reward related to the child of luck and the opportunity to enter a king's tomb. Does the king understand? Who can make me jealous? 35. Summer night looked very excited. But what he said made more than 9,000 people who were watching the good show on the screen stunned. The two words of the king directly can't get them out. For 90 out of 9 crossers at this stage, the gathering spirit realm are all super masters and cannot afford to be provoked. The incarnation of the spirit realm is beyond reach. Above the transformation spirit realm is the Jaden realm true man, above the Jaden realm is the divine mansion realm true monarch, and then there is the saint lord level existence, and then the king. This Nima, isn't everyone playing the same game? A bunch of fools, I've calmed them. Zhang Chushuan, but still a lucky virgin. Lintang County, in the northernmost part of Qingyun Province, and in Kangnan Town, Yunbei County, bordering Lanyu County in the north. Seeing a message vacuum on the public channel, a young face Aee showed a contemptuous smile. This person was the patriarch of the Xia family in Kangnan Town on the summer night when he spoke on the public channel. Xia Yi was a mercenary in his previous life, and his parents were hit and killed by a rich second-generation drunk driving when he was 20 years old, but this rich second generation had money in his family and escaped the fate of imprisonment, let alone accompany his life. Xia Yi hated this matter, so he went overseas to work as a mercenary, and after becoming stronger, he returned to China and personally killed the enemy in a very cruel way. This is actually nothing, although it does not respect the royal law, but there is always filial piety. But after that, the summer night changed, and he began to like to bully with a gun, like to coerce and induce, and even sell drugs with gangsters. His heart darkened as his strength increased. But his good fortune had come to an end, and the authorities locked him up and carried out a plan to arrest him. But at the moment when he was handcuffed, the whole people crossed on. Summer nights have crossed in, gained new opportunities, and are in this world where the strong are respected. He firmly believes that he is destiny. He opened the first treasure chest and obtained a bottle of yellow rank lower grade poison, which originated from the snake venom of the yellow rank lower grade yellow water snake. After playing with the poison, he did not hesitate and secretly went down into a bowl of soup and gave it to the chief patriarch father. As soon as the patriarch dies, no matter whether there are careerists and disobedience in the clan, but at the beginning, he still respected Xia Yi as the new patriarch, and small movements would be made later. But after succeeding the patriarch, Sha Yi has the same trick of the whole clan, and instantly becomes the strongest person in the clan, and can have the superimposed strength of the members of the whole clan to reach the peak of the refining body realm. Relying on this absolute strength, he sat firmly on the Daoyutai platform. But he wasn't happy, because Zhang Chushuan became the patriarch, faster than him. He knew that he couldn't grab the position of the first patriarch, and he wouldn't kill Cheap Daddy at all, the original #1 strong man in that family. After all, the family grade has improved, but there are also requirements for the family members. It's a pity that I didn't know earlier, there was no if. From that time on, he hated Zhang Chushuan. When he learned that Zhang Chushuan was in the same Zhou domain as him, and even more so within the same country and capital city, he made up his mind to destroy the other party when his strength was stronger. During this time, Zhang Chushuan has been trading aggressively in regional channels, which in his opinion is a fool's pretense. But at that time, he was not strong enough, and he didn't want to be angry, so he didn't say anything, and could only watch the development of this matter with tears on the corners of his mouth. Not wrong. Until Zhang Chushuan touched the first announcement of a feud with the Son of Luck a few days ago. At that time, he was almost high invincible tide. He could be sure that in the Chu family next door, which had a fairly good relationship with the Sha family, there was a person with 3 generations of disciples who were the children of luck. This person's name is Chu Yun, and he is the son of Chu Xiao, the 3rd son of the old head of the Chu family. Chu Xiao is gifted and intelligent. He is the most beloved 3rd son of Chu Zhenshan, the father of the head of the Chu family, and a rare genius who has been separated by the Chu family clan in Kangnan town in Fucheng for decades, and he reached the peak of the refining body realm at a young age and opened up the blood know-how. At that time, the Chu family was most notable in Kangnan town, and was once thought to break into the county seat. Chu Xiao was given high hopes by Chu Badian, believing that it was a high hope to revitalize the family and even return to the Chu family's own family. But at a Chu family clan competition, Chu Xiao met the genius of the Chu family in the battle, Chu Tinlong, who broke through the gathering spirit realm at the age of 12. Chu Xiao was hit by Chu Tinlong's blow to the Dantian, causing the Dantian to be damaged. Not only did the blood trick that was opened enter a blocked state, but the meridians were also damaged, resulting in insufficient qi and blood operation, and the strength fell back between the 8th and 9th layers of the refining body. But recently, Chu Xiao's meridians were repaired, and the blood tricks that had been opened up were also reopened, restoring the strength of the peak of the refining body realm, and once again becoming the strongest person in the Chu family. And Chu Xiao's son, Chu Yun, was still a 4-fold refining body realm 3 months ago, and as a result, he showed the cultivation of the 6-fold half-step 7-fold refining body realm at the Chu family competition a week ago, and crossed the level to defeat his cousin who was 6 years older than him. Chu Xiao's vein was revived in the Chu family, and Chu Xiao and Chu Yun became the 2 most beautiful boys. Not only that, I heard that Chu Yun has also become a refiner and has established a foothold in Yunbei County, planning to take the Chu family to the county to develop. The most important thing is that Chu Yun has a sister named Chu Tenur, who is the adopted daughter adopted by Chu Xiao after picking it up in the snowy night, and the one who comes out is called a beautiful. Surnamed Chu. There is a child bride-in-law unrelated sister, the sister is a character, and the enemy to be defeated rises more inexplicably. Doesn't this still explain the identity of Chu Yun's son of luck? Sha Yi immediately stared at Chu Yun. Originally, he planned to pretend to have a good relationship with Chu Yun, turn him into his own treasure-hunting rat, and be a hypocrite villain behind the scenes. But after seeing Chu Tenur, he was moved. So stunning that he swore he had never seen it. He changed his attention and wanted to kill Chu Yun and attack Chu Tenur. But at this time, the announcement appeared, and Zhang Chushuan was rewarded with the first to fight with the Son of Luck. Sha Yi, like many smart people, thought that establishing other relationships with the Son of Luck might also be rewarded, and now there is a Son of Luck in front of him, is it a waste? So he changed his strategy again and decided to continue to have a good relationship with Chu Yun, and then do Long Xiaoyun and take away Chu Tenur Lin Xiyan of Chu Yun Li Zunwan. The first step of his plan has been successful. After using the unity of the whole clan, his strength was stronger than Chu Xiao. He deliberately went to the largest bandit cottage nearby to hire the strongest village owner to take action. The strength of that village master reached the peak of the refining body realm, and opened 20 blood tricks, which was stronger than Chu Xiao. When Chu Xiao encountered a crisis, Sha Yi took the opportunity to help save it, and Chu Xiao had a life-saving grace. And Chu Yun, as Chu Xiao's son, is very close to Sha Yi. Sha Yi was as old as Chu Yun in terms of biological age, and the two soon became close friends. Now Sha Yi is implementing the second step of the plan, planning to find the right time to worship Chu Yun. Then there is the third step, when Chu Yun still thinks that he only has brother and sister feelings for Chu Tenur, become a brother-in-law. Speaking of which, his recent good relationship with Chu Yun is not fruitless. For example, now, Chu Yun took the initiative to tell him about the tomb of the king of the society and wanted to take him with him. Zhang Chushuan, I won't be proud for long. I'll kill you soon. Summer Night laughed triumphantly. Then he froze again. Because Zhang Chushuan spoke. Zhang Chushuan, I sincerely invite you to become my affiliated family. The benefits are as follows. 36%. Chapter 144. Who counts who? Son of black-bellied luck. Zhang Chushuan, anyone who becomes the patriarch of my affiliated family can trade with me at a discount of 8% in the future, and many things can be traded in reverse. To give a simple example, 1 or 2 gold is worth 10 taels of silver, a lower grade quenching pill is worth 100 taels of silver, 10 taels of gold, and a lower grade tongjiao pill is worth 10 times the value of the quenching pill, worth 10,000 taels of silver, 1,000 taels of gold. These are the market prices, but in my case, you can get them as long as you spend 80% of the price. In addition, precious things are priceless. For example, 100 lower grade spirit stones are equivalent to a piece of middle grade, but 1 middle grade spirit stone can be easily exchanged for 100 lower grade spirit stones, or even more, but in turn, 100 lower grade spirit stones are not difficult to exchange for a middle grade spirit stone. In my case, you can always exchange at the same value. You read it right, the days of fair trade are over. I, Zhang Chushuan, as the virgin of a certain population, as the first patriarch, must shoulder the burden of leading everyone to rise. Many. It's better to act than to act. Let's hurry up and act. By the way, these conditions can be written in the agreement when the family is affiliated. You don't have to be afraid that I will lie to you, and if I can't do it, you can directly dissolve the affiliation. Don't be afraid that I can't afford to give something. My heritage is more than completely inheriting a king's mausoleum. 35. Finally, Zhang Chushuan also connotates a wave of summer nights. Say I am the virgin. Call me stupid. I hope everyone sees him that way they think of him. Then when everyone's family becomes his subordinate family, no matter what he thinks at the beginning, there will be no possibility of breaking away before his Dao level invincible realm. As for doing things according to the agreement, 100-fold increase before and after. Under fair trade, he can earn 10,000 times the profit of the item. Even if the price is changed to 80% now, there is 8,000 times the profit. Enough. Everyone thought that he had lost, but he earned in blood, and he could receive countless affiliated families. Awesome. Quiet. Eerily quiet. In the entire public area, there was no talk for a while. Zhang Chushuan suddenly smashed so many pies from the world, so much that everyone could eat the pie they wanted to eat, making them unable to think for a while. Even Zhang Chushuan's statement that he had a background larger than the king's mausoleum was subconsciously ignored. They were wondering if Zhang Chushuan was crazy or if they were crazy. Serious people accept affiliated families, all in order to expand the scope of power and divide interests, collect protection fees. How Zhang Chushuan also spends money on affiliated families. Is this reasonable? Everyone didn't know what to say. Until the summer night spoke again. Sha Night. Zhang Chushuan, you are really an upstart. It's ridiculous for me to say such irrational words so provoked. Upstart mentality. He Chao glanced up at the old god sipping tea, and thought about the rumors related to Zhang Chushuan that he confirmed from Zhang Yangfeng's mouth. Ghost foxes have nouveau riche mentality. He Chao didn't believe it. He knew that even if Zhang Chushuan did what he said in the public area, he would definitely not lose, and even make a lot of money, which was the world of the rich. But he doesn't care about these things, because he is also the one who earns. Hey, the big guy deserves to be the big guy. He Chao's heart was shocked, and he became more and more determined to hold Zhang Chushuan's thighs. Zhang Chushuan. Upstart mentality. Just when I am, do you want to be my subordinate family? Even if it's you, I can promise. Summer Night. Hee, there must be a conspiracy. Zhang Chushuan. Conspiracy. I can sign a family affiliation agreement with you, and no one in the Zhang family, will definitely not hurt you. 35. At most, after you sign the agreement, open the avenue level realm so that your strength is only heavy in the refining body realm, and at that time, any hairy thief can wipe out your Sha family. Shish. Summer Night was stunned. He couldn't understand Zhang Chushuan's operation. If Zhang Chushuan was really provoked and wanted to abduct him and destroy him, this is normal. But the other party dares to sign an agreement within the national family construction system, and the personality of this national construction system must be stronger than the heavenly Tao or will of the Schwantian continent, and even the heavenly Tao of the upper boundary of the Schwantian continent, otherwise open this era of national crossing at will. Zhang Chushuan signed the agreement, and he couldn't do it if he wanted to end it up. What other conspiracy can there be? Is it really a living virgin? Such selfless dedication. For a while, Xia Yi didn't know what to say. After all, he was already impressed. Not to mention other things. After smart people get good things, they can make a lot of money by making wave spreads on Zhang Chushuan's side, and a wave of white prostitutes have a big meal. Summer nights are still like that, let alone anyone else. Zhang Chushuan boss, you're not kidding. Zhang Chushuan. Everyone is watching, am I joking to make a social death for myself? Smile. Quote quote. Boss Zhang, you actually have more heritage than the king's mausoleum. Zhang Chushuan. Low key, low key. Things about the system cannot be leaked. Even if countless people know about it, they can't produce evidence, and no one believes it. There are people who believe it. Take a look at the avenue level field. Fishing law enforcement to find out. Zhang Chushuan, fearless. Boss Zhang, I want to trade Zon rank items now, can I come according to the 8-fold discount? Zhang Chushuan. It's no problem to become a subsidiary of my Zhang family. But big brother Zhang, what should I do if I apply to become a subsidiary family face to face? 39. Zhang Chushuan. Simple, those in the territory of Nanyangzhou can come to Lingxia town to find me, this is the only price you need to pay, after all, you can't just take benefits, right? Smile. As for friends outside Nanyang Prefecture, you can think that you can tell me that I will give you a 9-fold discount welfare first, and then enjoy the 8-fold benefit after officially becoming a vassal family. Quote. If you lie to me, then never die. Smile. The 4 words of immortality and undying, across the screen, also made the Traverser patriarchs feel the determination of Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Chushuan, indeed, is not the real virgin. But they began to seriously consider it. After all, Zhang Chushuan really didn't seem to have a place to pit them. Zhang Chushuan sighed unless there is a channel to sell the things they get at a higher price, otherwise they will not make 100% money, and they may lose a little. But this matter should not be considered by them, even if Zhang Chushuan can earn blood, it does not conflict with whether they can earn it or not. 0. As for Zhang Chushuan's simple intention to trick them into becoming a subsidiary family, it can be terminated instead. Is it really selfless? For a time, countless people were moved. Countless people began to take a stand. Zhang Chushuan. Interested parties, at Hichao sign up here. Whoever wishes, it's up to you to register. 39. Zhang Chushuan put down the teacup in his hand and looked at Hichao next to him. The situation in the public chat channel, he is no longer interested in paying attention. Okay, patriarch, Hichao responded decisively, and then began to get busy. Zhang Chushuan picked up the teacup again, his eyes wandering. If the king's mausoleum in Xia Yi's mouth is not nonsense, then the son of luck in his mouth. Is it Chu Yun? 99. Tisk, it seems that this guy himself is a real dog. This time there may be a chance to kill directly. At the same time, a unicorn carriage stopped at the gate of the Xia family's mansion. Inside the carriage, a man and a woman sat facing each other. The man's appearance can only be regarded as average, but he is strong, his 5 fingers are slender, his eyes are closed, and his breath is even, and he can be seen to be a master who has reached the late stage of the refining body realm. The woman opposite the man is wearing a black palace dress, although there is still some greenness between the eyebrows, but it is difficult to hide the beauty, and the white jade skin makes people want to play with it in their hands. These 2 people were Chu Yun and Chu Tenur, who were invited by Xia Yi. Brother Chu Yun, I always feel that Summer Night is not a good person. Chu Tenur puffed out her mouth, and finally said the words that she had been holding in her heart for a long time. Although Xia Yi is very restrained and very good at hiding, Chu Tenur has actually discovered that he is a little crazy possessive of himself. But Xia Yi has a life-saving grace for Chu Xiao, and he is also extremely polite to Chu Yun. The 2 usually call brothers and brothers, and they have a good relationship, and even Chu Yun has to take Chu Xia Yi to explore the king's mausoleum. She has never been able to say anything. But this time I heard that Xia Yi insisted that Chu Yun invite her to the Xia mansion, and she still couldn't help but want to mention it. I didn't expect you to endure it for so long to say it. Chu Yun suddenly opened his eyes, and a smile hung on the corner of his mouth. Chu Tenur was stunned for a moment, and then reacted. Brother, you always knew that there was a problem with Sha Yi. That's right. Chu Yun bowed his head lightly, and said with a hint of his brother's pampering of his sister, he is too attentive to me, and he always feels that there is something wrong. 39. I went out to investigate at the front end and found an interesting thing. What's the matter? Chu Tenur asked with big eyes. Remember those who ambushed and robbed my father? Chu Yun asked. Remember, it's a bandit that has been entrenched nearby for a long time. Chu Tenur nodded gently. Although those people are dead, I found out that they met a mysterious person before ambushing their father, and the mysterious person is probably 70% of the summer nights. A sharp glint flashed in Chu Yun's eyes. If the so-called life-saving grace was a play directed by someone with a heart, then this is not small. Chu Tenur suddenly widened her eyes and said curiously, you know that the other party has bad intentions, so why do you still go so close to this summer night and call it a brother? And even tell each other about the king's tomb. River. 37%. Chapter 145 Chu Yun. No one knows this king's mausoleum better than me. Subscription required. How can I have such a stupid sister as you? I can't even think of such a simple answer. Chu Yun sighed helplessly, but his eyes were full of his brother's spoiling of his sister. Say it quickly, or I'll find my father and sue me for bullying me. Chu Tenur bit her lip and urged. Cough. As a great filial son, Chu Yun coughed lightly in a panic, and the alliance explained, there are two reasons for maintaining a superficial relationship with him. The first one is that I want to find his purpose in doing these things. There is no hate for no reason, and there is no love for no reason. With the strength and talent that Sha Yi has shown now, the whole clan is united. It is not a problem to find an 8-rank sect to worship, and it is not a problem to dominate Kangnan Town and even Yunbei County with the Sha family. But he continues to shrink in Kangnan Town, and he also has a good relationship with me, an ordinary person, which is very intriguing. 99. The corners of Chu Yun's mouth were slightly upturned, and a flash of essence flashed in his eyes. He knows very well that he is not a genius. From appearance to talent and physique are ordinary. The only possibility that he can show his hand is that he has strong willpower, and a hatred supports him. He can perform like a genius now, but he was lucky a month ago and recognized a special stone rune in the post, 163, Mountain Pool, and there was also a remnant soul in this stone rune who claimed to be the master of the rune, willing to take him as an apprentice and teach him to cultivate. This Fu master is also a refiner, and he can cultivate both refiners and formations. Without this teacher, the gap between him and Sha Yi would be a world of difference. Perhaps, this guy really likes you so much. Chu Yun took a deep look at Chu Tenur. Sha Yi's occasional obsession with Chu Tenur, as well as the usual courtesy, Chu Yun saw it in his eyes and felt it a long time ago. At first, he also thought that Sha Yi's talent was good, and his heart was also good. If he liked his sister wholeheartedly, he would be a good choice for his sister. But when he learned from the teacher that Sha Yi occasionally had malice towards him, and then investigated that the ambush that Chu Xiao encountered was related to Sha Yi, he put a question mark on this idea, because he felt that Sha Yi's scheming was too deep. Now continue to operate with Sha Yi. There is also the meaning of in-depth investigation. After all, there was no evidence of that incident at the beginning. Chu Xiao has always been grateful to Sha Yi, and he can't do things too much as a son of man. If everything is for Chu Tenur on a summer night, everything can be understood, but if Chu Tenur doesn't have a good feeling for Sha Yi, as an older brother, he will firmly stand on his sister's side. But these things don't need to be told to Chu Tenur. What about the second point? Chu Tenur asked with flashing eyes. Naturally, I stabilized him. Chu Yun took a deep breath and said a little helplessly, the strength of the peak of the summer night refining body realm is not fake. It is not a good thing for our Chu family to be on top of him, and it is easy to lose a lot. 35. It is true that he can let the teacher temporarily improve his strength, but Chu Yun is suspicious. Even for the teacher who has always been good to him, he has not completely let go of his heart for the time being. Sha Yi is nominally Chu Xiao's lifesaver. His strength is also there, and his attitude towards them is not bad. Could it be that he killed casually because of some speculation? If Lord Fu agreed, he felt that there was a problem. First seize the time to improve your strength. Then you don't have to tell him about the king's mausoleum, do you? Chu Tenur understood Chu Yun's consideration, but it always felt too silly that the mausoleum of the king, which represented the supreme background, actually said it casually. You don't understand. 35. Chu Yun showed an inscrutable expression. However, in the next second, Chu Tenur punched him, directly letting him break the skill. I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, 9. The corners of Chu Yun's mouth twitched, and he opened his mouth to explain, "Do you really think I'm stupid? That Tomb of Kings was a test for me on a summer night." 95. If his performance in the King's Mausoleum is remarkable, and his attitude towards us is still the same, then whether he is a little clever and careful, he can always be a friend, and I will give him some benefits. 5. But if he behaves badly, or even lustful, then I just use some formation organs in the King's Mausoleum to kill him, foolproof. Chu Yun's eyes froze. That King's Mausoleum was discovered by chance when Lord Fu was wandering on the mainland in the early years, passing by Nanyangzhou, and went in to play around, because he couldn't see it, so there was nothing inside. Can't see the King's Mausoleum. Chu Yun felt that Master Fu was suspected of pretending. But since Lord Fu could swear to say it, he would believe it. And with the guidance of the Fu Lord, no one knows the King's tomb better than him. Isn't it a hand to catch a dead person? Brother, it's amazing. Chu Tenor cast an adoring gaze at Chu Yun. Chu Yun raised his head slightly, looking like this was all a small meaning. Then she saw Chu Tenor raise a thumbs up and exclaimed, "Sinister enough, there are some of the demeanor of the ghost fox in Grandpa's mouth." Chu Yun, my Chu Yun must be more cowhide than the ghost fox. Apprentice, the people are coming. Chu Yun originally wanted to say something, but suddenly remembered a slightly old voice in his ears. Got it, Master. Chu Yun's eyes were solemn. The reason why he chatted with Chu Tenor in the carriage unscrupulously was precisely because Fu Lord, an unfathomable soul body, was watching the wind from the bottom. Now it seems that it is the summer night that got the news. Sure enough, a hearty laughter soon came from outside the carriage. Is it Brother Chu who came with Tenor's sister? Welcome and welcome. Chu Yun and Chu Tenor looked at each other, the latter sighed and put on the veil, and then walked out of the carriage one after the other. Brother Sha, you're welcome. Chu Yun jumped out of the carriage and arched his hand to Sha Yi. I've seen Patriarch Sha. Chu Tenor's black dress wrapped her body and floated to the ground, ethereal and empty like a night elf, but her face hidden in the veil was as pure as a child. Her voice shattered into the tiny flowers and spat open. Sha Yi couldn't help but look at two more things, feeling that temptation and mellow were in two words, perfectly combined on Chu Tenor, without a bit of abruptness. This is like a holy woman who came from the last conversion of the demon gate, and thought that the holy woman fell into the demon gate. Sister Tenor, call the parents to see outside. I am the same age as you. You can call me brother like Brother Chu Yun, or eldest brother. Sha Yi's eyes were lost for a moment, and when they converged, they immediately began to set almost zero. Okay, Patriarch Sha. Chu Tenor nodded gently, and her tone was cold and did not make people feel rude. This crisp gathering made the corners of Sha Yi's mouth twitch. Chu Yun next to him was speechless, knowing that Chu Tenor really didn't have half a good feeling for Sha Yi. Don't look at Chu Tenor's appearance of an iceberg that no one should enter on weekdays. In private, she is actually eccentric and naive. Not showing your true nature to you already speaks volumes. Brother Sha, you haven't told me what the purpose of coming to me is. Chu Yun stood up and changed the topic to avoid being too embarrassed on the summer night. The corners of Sha Yi's mouth twitched, but he quickly restrained himself and smiled as if he was nothing. Yesterday I was lucky. I went to hunt a barbarian bear king in the nearby mountains. I heard that the taste is beautiful. Find Brother Chu, you and Tenor's sister to taste it together. Barbarian bear king. Chu Yun swallowed suddenly, and even Chu Tenor's dark and agile eyes flashed. The Kenyan bear is a special fierce beast in the Kenyan mountain range near Kangnan town, and its meat is very delicious, and it has a very increasing effect on the strength and blood chi of those who refine the body. If Kangnan town can hunt a bear, it can be exchanged for a lot of benefits in Yunbei County. Among them, the barbarian bear king is a fierce beast at the peak of the human rank, and if the cultivator who has just entered the gathering spirit realm does not have a little means, he can only say that he will win steadily. I didn't expect that summer night actually had the ability to find and hunt. Chu Yun raised his attention to the summer night in his heart. But he didn't know that in order to fight this bear, Sha Yi consumed a piece of yellow rank rune paper obtained by opening the box for the second time. The life-saving card was used by him. Just because Sha Yi wanted to use the barbarian bear king to establish a deeper friendship with them. Or to curry favor unilaterally. Brother Sha, this is too precious. Brother Chu Yun, what are you and I polite? We are brothers who are closer than brothers. Then refusing, before you came, I had already asked the chef to cook 2 bear paws, and if you don't eat them, you will waste them. Well, that little 4.4 brother can only be respectful and obey the order. Chu Yun touched his nose. So good. Summer Night laughed, as if he had earned it. After laughing, Sha Yi looked at Chu Tenur again and said with a smile, Sister Tenur can eat more later. Thank you, Sha family, eldest brother. Chu Tenur showed a shallow smile. The other party used the barbarian bear king to entertain her, and she didn't give people a feeling of impoliteness. You're welcome, you're welcome. Chu Tenur's big brother directly numbed Sha Yi's heart. What is the barbarian bear king? Beauty can smile the happiest. Go. Sha Yi urged Chu Yun and Chu Tenur to enter, for fear that the other party would not take a loss from him. If Zhang Chushuan was here, he should have the same emotion as the supreme treasure. He's like a dog. Lick the dog, or double lick. Next, the target is Yunbei County. 35. Zhang Chushuan sat cross-legged inside the beast and said lightly, when you get there, first retreat for a while to improve your strength. 99. Wait for the king's mausoleum to open. 37%. Chapter 146. In the blink of an eye, the kingdoms will shake, and the flames of war will burn. Subscription required. 3 days have passed since the giant barbarian sect was destroyed. For a strong person who can travel through the void and comprehend the laws of heaven and earth, these 3 days are not enough to even take a nap. But for many people within the 5 countries of Nanyangzhou, when the earth-shattering news came out from the 3 major 7-rank sects of Lanyu Pavilion, Water Dragon Hall, and Yanyang sect, they all felt that the sky was about to change. In the territory of Yugo, the county seat of Yunbei County in Qingyun Province, among the most high-end restaurants in the venue. Did you hear that? The giant barbarian sect was destroyed. Quote. The giant barbarian sect is so close. I heard the news a day ago. Now it's time to spread it throughout the 5 countries. It's just terrifying. Unbelievable. You know that the Yu Kingdom ranks 3rd among the 5 major powers, and the Jubarian sect ranks 4th in the territory of the Yu country, and it is an 8-rank superior sect of the entire sect cultivating monsters, and it was actually destroyed. My second cousin's sister's 7th uncle and grandfather have an illegitimate daughter's lover who is responsible for transporting daily necessities for the Jubaran sect on weekdays. This time I went to see the scene. The Jubarian sect called a miserable, up to the elder sect master, down to the elder relatives and miscellaneous disciples, not a single living mouth was left, all died, and they were all sucked out of essence and blood. 95. All sucked out of essence and blood. Could it be that the evil sect made a move? At first glance, I know that you didn't inquire properly. This news came from the gate of the 3 major 7-rank sects, and I heard that the Earth Flame sect 300 years ago revived. Earth Flame sect. The Earth Flame sect was a top-level sect of the 6th rank back then, and it was only 1 step away from the 5th rank, and the base camp was set up in my Nanyangzhou Soul Broken Mountain range. Popular science but was found to practice evil arts. I heard that a Saint Lord level strong person appeared, a blow 04 outside the sky, directly destroyed the great formation of the Earth Flame sect, and killed the Earth Flame sect with a sword, and later the Earth Flame sect was destroyed by the 5 major and 6 product forces, and the territory was also divided, leaving only this Nanyang prefecture. I didn't expect you to even know this news. 35. These news are not secret. After all, the 5 great powers have been fighting for 300 years, and the 5-nation competition is held every 5 years, which is not without purpose. Ordinary people do not know, but these things are too far away from them to usually talk about it. Yes, now that the Earth Evil sect is revived, it is an evil sect, and the 5 major powers must join hands to deal with it. I heard that the person who did not die is the old man of the blood coffin, a ghost and evil who swallowed essence and blood to become stronger, and the 5 major countries have joined forces to issue a wanted warrant. 99. The old man of the blood coffin heard that it is the true monarch of the divine mansion realm, and the 5 major forces can defeat it. I don't know. The old man of the blood coffin was severely damaged, the ghost body white jade blood coffin was broken, and the ghost was also disabled, although the realm is still comparable to the ghost monarch of the divine mansion realm, but the comprehensive strength is only the peak of the Jaden realm, and the 5 countries can join forces to destroy him. These news have been announced by the Yanyang sect. So it is. But these are far away from us, and there is nothing to discuss. I just didn't expect that my Nanyangzhou is still a treasure land of feng shui. If not, then how can the strength of the 5 major 6 products make a chess battle? You guys are far away. I just want to know if the revival of the Earth sect will have an impact on us, sucking essence blood. It depends on pure luck. Yes, think about the powerful Qingchuan province of Lintang County in the Yu Kingdom back then. Speaking of Qingchuan Mansion, I don't know if you have heard a piece of news. Are you trying to say that the rise of the Zhang family in Lingxia town, the reappearance of the ghost fox back then? It has long been rumored to be boiling. Quote. No, I'm talking about Lingxia town Dabi. Lingxia town is just an important town. Well, now there is the Zhang family of the 8-pin family sitting in the town. The old man Zhang Chushuan has also been made a marquis, and he came to our Qingyan mansion to abuse the Qingyan sword sect some time ago, but this is more than anything to say. 39. That's you don't know what reward Lingxia town Dabi has come up with. What's the reward? I won't say anything else. The first place, Xuanji exercises, 10 Tongjiao pills, and 100 refining body pills, are all of the highest quality. Shish, shish, shish. 55. The audience immediately turned on the gasping mode. This Zhang family is going against the sky. This reward level has reached the level of the inner sect of the 7-rank sect, but the sect is cultivating its own disciples, and it is also an inner disciple whose loyalty and talent have been tested. And Lingxia town Dabi heard the name and knew that it was facing the whole Lingxia town. The Zhang family is crazy, doing charity. Is it too late to go to Lingxia town now? Some quacks asked excitedly. As far as I know, it should be in time, and for some reason there is not even a bandit in Qingchuan province, but it is very safe to go to Lingxia town. Speaking of Lingxia town, I just got the family token communication, and Nangong Mushuishang, the mother of the Zhang family, has captured a real person from the foreign Jaden realm. A sister-in-law from a top 9-pin family said. This news instantly ignited everyone's emotions. Killing the real person of the Jaden realm and capturing it alive are completely different things. The Zhang family was so before. Thinking of the Zhang family's large-scale project in Lingxia town, countless people seemed to see an emerging giant rising. Many lonely people even had the idea of going to Lingxia town to settle down. And this scene also happened in all the provinces and counties of Vietnam, and even in the other 4 countries. At this moment, someone suddenly rushed in from outside the inn and shouted, "Go to the gate of the city to see the official list, the army will recruit soldiers." The army is only recruiting, and it's not the first time, what's the fuss? Someone doesn't care. This time is different. The person took a breath before continuing. This time is really going to fight. Zhao Guo is on the border with me and 500,000 soldiers, including the Ace Army sticking Iron Rhino Legion. Seriously, the expressions of the quacks sitting on the scene or the children of the big ones all changed. The so-called soldiers, at least need to have the mid-stage cultivation of the refining realm. Zhao Guo has several million troops in the country, except for the government soldiers who need to sit in each province, there are about 1 million troops that can be put into the war. These million are elite legions, of which 200,000 BB troops have been guarding the northern border all year round, which is used to deter the Yan country, or win Thunder Mountain Villa. Another 500,000 Modong army, guarding the major provinces and counties on the eastern coast, cooperated with the Water Dragon Hall to resist the invasion of the Sea Tribe, and was a Terran warrior. Finally, there were 300,000 Junshi troops who were sent to guard the border between Zhao and Vietnam. The domestic situation in the Yu Kingdom is similar, about 200,000 troops under the control of Lanyu Pavilion to resist while the northern Wu state, there are 400,000 scattered divisions of troops, lower than the powerful existence and race in the Fierce Beast Mountain Range and the Soul Broken Mountain Range, and then there are also 25 Flame Eastern Army sitting on the eastern border, and has been confronting the western army of Zhao Gujun for a long time. Now Zhao Guo suddenly mobilized 200,000 troops to the border of Vietnam and Zhao, and there were quite a lot of moves, obviously moving the real thing. In particular, the Iron Rhino Legion, which belongs to King Zhao's army, totals 20,000 people, but it can have more than 200,000 ordinary troops, and it has an absolute advantage in fighting in the wilderness. The only legion in Vietnam that can confront the Iron Rhino Legion is the Zhao Yan Legion, which is also the Royal Army. Is Zhao Guo really here this time? Could it be that after 40 years of stability, a large-scale war will break out again? It's just that at the moment of the resurgence of the Earth Flame sect, it is eventful. Is there some reason why Zhao Guo suddenly came over on the official list? Many people looked at the person who had come to report the message. Now that the Earth Flame sect is reviving, then Zhao Guo's brain only needs to have a brain problem. Why should Chen Bing Zhao cross the border? There is writing. The man still had a shocked expression on his face, obviously did not return to his senses, and said, Zhao Qian, the monarch of the Zhao kingdom, has fallen. Wow, there was an uproar at the scene, and everyone had incredulous expressions on their faces. Zhao Qian's fall. The shock of this news is not inferior to the capture of a real person in the Jaden realm by the Zhang family master's mother, and even surpassed it. The Yu kingdom has changed 3 emperors in the past 100 years, but Zhang Qian has indeed been the emperor of the Zhao state since 100 years ago, and according to the calculation of real-life yuan, there is no problem in the next 100 years. Zhao Qian cultivates the Earth system exercises, and G167 is good at defense, and it has always been rumored that he is only one step away from the middle stage of the Jaden realm, and his strength will inevitably rise by a level at that time. Such a task actually fell. Listen to you. Could it be that Zhao Qian and I have a relationship with the Yu kingdom? There was no shortage of astute people on the scene, and immediately connected the before and after news. That's right. The person who reported the message nodded and said in a deep voice, on the day the giant barbarian sect was destroyed, Zhao Qian's soul card was shattered, and later the sect masters of Lanyu Pavilion and the Water Dragon Hall confirmed that he died in the giant barbarian sect. 35. Not only that, my Yu kingdom monarch Shaho Jing has also fallen. It was as if a boulder had been thrown on the surface of the water, and the water splashed everywhere for a while. The people at the scene were shocked. Immediately after, a group of people rushed to the city gate. The sky has been broken, it is really going to change. The people in the restaurant quickly walked away, leaving behind a confused face and forgetting to collect money. When he reacted, he suddenly showed a bitter melon face. The best hotel food and drinks are naturally the best, and the cost is not ordinary. Treasurer, everyone's accounts are counted with me. 35. Suddenly, a voice came from upstairs, and it sounded like the voice of heaven and man in the shopkeeper. It turned out to be He Gongzi. The shopkeeper looked at the sound and found that it was He Chao who had lived in the VIP room of the restaurant 2 days ago. Throwing out a gold or two casually, He Chao nodded nonchalantly, and then turned and walked upstairs. It's still the same. Good wine and good food are brought up. Good lure. At this moment, the incarnation of the shopkeeper is Shower. Ha.99. He Chao slowly walked upstairs, a flash of pride flashed in his eyes. It turns out that the so-called Jupin family's lineage and high rollers are like this. Big brother Zhang is too strong, my thighs are really right. Tomorrow is the opening day of a new round of treasure chests. I opened the box, or do I directly give things to Boss Zhang? 37%. Chapter 147. Successfully building the foundation, breaking through the incarnation spirit, and the king's tomb was born. Subscription required. Call. In the secret realm of time. In the center of a gathering spirit array, Zhang Chushuan was surrounded by a pile of lower-grade spirit stones, sitting cross-kneeled, his long silver hair was windless, and his body was rippling with an inexplicable momentum. If anyone is here now, they will be shocked that a vortex of spiritual liquid visible to the naked eye actually appeared on Zhang Chushuan's head, and the spiritual liquid in the vortex continued to pour into Zhang Chushuan's body as if it didn't want money. Rumble. At a certain moment, Zhang Chushuan opened his eyes, and a powerful force suddenly spread out, condensing a special shape in the mountain above his head. Look seriously, this shape is somewhat similar to the black crystal worm. Phew. Foundation building success. Finally advanced to the incarnation spirit realm before the new unboxing. Zhang Chushuan stood up from the futon, casually waved away the unused spirit stones around him, and then stretched out. Comfortable. Although with the help of the whole clan concentric skill, he can temporarily have the strength of the late stage of the transformation spirit realm, with the sword intent and the frightening salamander sword intent. Even if he is not afraid of real people in the late stage of the Shengjaden realm, he can even have a chance of victory. But this power can only be used as a whole card after all, and Zhang Chushuan feels that the real strength must be strong itself. Not to mention that the realm can be raised in order to increase the lifespan and open a higher level 7-day treasure chest. Because of this understanding, after leaving the giant barbarian sect that day, he took the ground tier beast Suzaku to rush as fast as possible, and arrived in Yunbei County that afternoon and lived in the best restaurant in the area. Subsequently, he began to proceed to the secret realm and began his retreat career. At this time, 3 days have passed since that day, and 9 days have passed in the secret realm. During these 9 days, Zhang Chushuan relied on synchronization skills to synchronize the cultivation experience of family members, and then passed this experience to all family members, and on this basis, let all members continue to work hard to comprehend. Not only that, he also had Yi Feng's cultivation memories and experiences to learn from, and simultaneously gave the clansmen to know and learn from. This is equivalent to more than half of the Zhang family practicing the same exercise together from different angles, and all have an emperor's cultivation memory as an aid. In this way, cultivating a martial art to gather spirits is just a cow knife for killing chickens, and the proficiency is fast to think, and it has now reached the level of perfection. Finally, with the help of the experience of the black crystal worm from the python, the breakthrough is just a natural thing. The exercises are complete, and there is no shortage of realm experience. Zhang Chushuan does not have any bottlenecks in the gathering spirit realm, and only needs to continuously absorb Reiki to raise the upper limit and reserve of Reiki in the Dantian, which can naturally improve the realm. In fact, Zhang Chushuan could have broken through faster, just need to quickly taste the spiritual power in the spirit stone. But considering that the quality of the lower grade spirit stone was a little worse, he finally chose the method of combining spirit stones with the gathering spirit array to purify the spiritual energy and make the quality higher. Although this results in slower absorption, the benefits are more. And now, he has successfully completed the foundation building. The Yellow Order chapter is a python. Quote, I thought that my Dantian repair, this layer would not change much, and I never thought that the Dantian would be transformed. Now my physique, should I be inferior to the peak of the spirit body? After stretching, Zhang Chushuan began to summarize the harvest. Ying Long Wang Dian's technique is quite good. Just after cultivating the yellow rank chapter, he let him have a lower grade spirit body, thinking of the Zan rank, earth level, heaven rank to the Holy Lord chapter, corresponding to the middle, upper, extreme, and king body respectively. Awakened the special talent of the water escape technique, not bad. For the inferior spirit body he created, Zhang Chushuan could not be more satisfied. After all, he had awakened the spiritual talent. The name of the innate ability is called the water escape technique, and when you are in the water, you can instantly move 10 miles away to perform this move, which is a rare life-saving talent. I successfully broke through the transformation spirit realm, and I will synchronize all the cultivation experience to the family members later. I think when I go back, it will not be a problem for all the family members to build the foundation. When everyone advances to the transformation spirit realm, I will give the sword intention, then the combat power of the entire clan can soar to the level of the Jaden realm. 19. And when I open the concentric skill of the whole clan, it is not a problem to have the Jaden realm cultivation. If it is combined with sword intent and sword intent, it can slash the true monarch of the divine mansion. 55. At that time, my Zhang family can also officially open the road to hegemony in Nanyangzhou. Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed repeatedly. Next, even if he does not activate the concentric skill of the whole clan, he can maintain the strength of the transformation spirit realm, and rely on the sword intent to reverse the Dan realm, which is quite a wonderful feeling. Time to get out. 99. Gathering his breath with ease, Zhang Chushuan returned to the hotel room with a thought. The table in the room is already full of various dishes. It just so happened that Zhang Chushuan had already been a little hungry, and immediately sat down to eat and drink. But at this moment, there was a sudden agitation outside. Ha, what's that? Vision, it's a vision. That direction is Beibei Mountain. Quote. Could it be that some strange treasure has come to life? Go check it out. I saw that outside Yunbei County, the sky that had just darkened suddenly appeared full of stars, and a brilliant light fell from one of the faintly flashing stars, falling to the mountain, like a pillar of light leading to the sky, standing far away. This scene instantly attracted everyone in Yunbei County. But that's far from the end. Boom. Suddenly, an earth-shattering noise appeared, spreading throughout Yunbei County in an instant. Hearing this movement, Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but go to the window, open the window and look due north. Boom. 35. The sound of explosions was still appearing one after another, and with Zhang Chushuan's eyes, he could easily see the situation over there, and it could be seen that the entire mountain was shaking. And in the mountain encirclement, where the starlight fell, there was a strange green light rising, covering the entire mountain area in the blink of an eye. The entire mountain range began to explode continuously, the earth shook the mountain, and for a time it was filled with smoke, huge and flying at any time, and even several cracks appeared, spreading down from the peaks to the ground. The mountains collapsed, the earth trembled, and the wind swept. This process really lasted for a quarter of an hour before the strange green light in the Beibei Mountain began to disappear, and then shrunk into a square portal. When the portal was completely stabilized, a simple and majestic voice appeared, as if breaking through the boundaries of space and penetrating the surrounding miles. The mausoleum is born today, and the portal will be opened in 3 days. After 1 day, all cultivators and warriors below the Jaden realm can enter. There is a royal inheritance left in the mausoleum, and it is left for those who are destined to take it. Gauze. The sound quickly disappeared, but the shock left for everyone was just beginning. The tomb of the king. It was actually the king's tomb. 99 feet. Shish, I can't do arithmetic. Everyone tells me what realm the king is. Quote. God is a special arithmetic, and the king is only above the Holy Lord. The Holy Lord is just above the true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm. The Divine Mansion realm is just above the real people of the Jaden realm. 99. It's just that, my Nanyang de Wangjiao prefecture doesn't even have this person in the late stage of the Dan realm on the surface. Horror, if it is inherited, wouldn't it be one step to the sky? Only under the Jaden realm can enter, luck. 35. At this moment, countless scattered practitioners were excited, and then began to call friends in various ways. Some of the families and sect disciples who happened to travel nearby to hear the movement also began to report the situation in various ways at the first time. This is the mausoleum of the king, and everything you say will get a piece of the pie. The inheritance and collection of the king, even if only a little nail seam is left, can already be a 7th rank or even 6th rank force. This night, Yunbei County took the initiative not to be calm. Team Kings. Zhang Chushuan watched this scene quietly, and his heart was quite calm. He inherits Yi Feng's essence memory, and the king-level battle can be browsed at will. This so-called king's mausoleum was born, which looks scary, but in fact, it is just like that. The real king is a fierce man who can shake the land of a state. Is it an illusion? I always feel that this tomb of the king. Some stretch across. 37%. Chapter 148. 5 directions and 6 grades of power clouds, a new round of unboxing. Subscription required. Hey, why didn't I think of it before? It was the temptation of the king's mausoleum that made me lose my cool, and Yi Feng's memory did not mention this aspect. However, although Yi Feng participated in the exploration of the king's mausoleum this time, he did not gain much, or this king's mausoleum was not prepared for him, the son of luck, and a lot of information was heard after joining the Lanyu Pavilion later. I should calmly analyze a wave. Zhang Chushuan was keenly aware and lowered his head in thought. According to Yi Feng's memory, a day later, the exploration of this king's mausoleum opened, and there were not many people involved in the exploration, except for the lucky ones who happened to be near Yunbei County. Only a 7-rank force in the 5 major countries had let the peak cultivator of the transformation spirit realm bring some juniors over. On the surface, there is nothing wrong with this. After all, the mausoleum will be opened in a day, and the news does not spread so quickly, and some people do not rush so quickly. But what about the strength? The strongest force of the 6 rank is only the peak true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm, and the strongest force of the 5 rank can have the peak strong of the Holy Lord. The king of the Divine realm is in the top position among the 4 rank forces. When a king's mausoleum is opened, the 3 rank Holy Land will be moved, and the 4th rank forces will definitely not be indifferent. And the 4 rank forces that can have the king sitting in will not fall in all aspects. If the real king's mausoleum is born, I am afraid that it has been discovered in advance by those big forces before it is opened, and they are ready to enter. Zhang Chushuan did not believe that these big forces would have anything more advanced than the Communication 167 token, and he also did not believe that the 10 7-pin forces in Nanyangzhou dared to hide from the 6-pin forces behind him at the same time, and this was another Matryoshka doll. And those powerful forces must have the ability and means to rush here within one go. As for what Nanyangzhou chess battle place, it was just a game that 5-6 rank forces could not play because of their equal strength. In the face of absolute interests, they will absolutely tear up tacitly. After all, it was a mausoleum of kings that even kings would be thrilled with. So there is only one answer. This tomb of kings should be real, but it may not be true. Zhang Chushuan held his chin, his dark eyes getting brighter and brighter. According to Yi Feng's memory, Chu Yun rose faster than him, and in the future, it will be a great saint, with the title of martial ancestor, and the double absolute of the gun and halberd, and the double absolute of the array. 5. And this halberd is inherited from the double absolute king. From here, the inheritance seems to be real. Quote. But all the signs are on the surface, this king's mausoleum is not real. Quote. Then there are only 3 answers. Zhang Chushuan raised his head and clapped his palms. Either this is just one of the mausoleum entrances. In several other states outside Nanyang Prefecture, there may also be the opening of the Double King Mausoleum, which is definitely not a problem for the king who can arrange 1,000 years to attract starlight to open the mausoleum. Or, the people of the big forces think that the mausoleum is prepared here, and only by obtaining the inheritance in this mausoleum can they know and be qualified to enter the real king's mausoleum. Then the people of the big power must be paying attention to this place, but they don't need to send people. The last one, people of great power know that this is a fake mausoleum, but this is only the appearance. In fact, there is a real mausoleum under the fake mausoleum, and in the end it is cheaper. Chu Yun. Analyzing the specific situation, the corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned. Chu Yun, I'm looking forward to meeting you. At the moment when the mausoleum of the two kings opens. Separated from Nanyang Prefecture, Nanchang Prefecture of Nanliu Prefecture, the royal capital was set up in the palace of the Lin dynasty of the Lupin dynasty in the city of this state, Qin Tianjian. Dynasty King Shangolin was wearing a golden dragon robe, looking mighty and domineering, striding in, and the aura of the Lord of Dynastic Luck on his body emerged, with inexplicable majesty. What are the observations? Is that tomb of the king real or false? If Zhang Chushuan were to be on the scene again, he would find that his guess was a third of correct. Back to the king, according to the old minister's observation, it is another false mausoleum. 55. An old man wearing a star and moon robe walked up to Lin Dongxian and respectfully restored his life. False mausoleum. The same as in Nanluzhou and Nanchang. Back to the king, it should be so. What are these two kings doing in such a fake tomb? Wouldn't it be so boring, would it? 39. Lin Dongyi rubbed his eyebrows and muttered. The old man did not reply. He knew that Lin Dongxian was not asking him, and he was actually saying these words for himself, which was convenient for thinking. In the recent period, the tombs of the double Jedi kings have appeared in the inland areas of the four sects of Shengyang Gate, Wenxin Academy, Water Dragon Hall, and Blood Dao Gate, but after entering, they found that the mausoleum of the true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm was not as good as it. The only valuable thing may be that it can help people understand the gun intent and halberd intent, but the odds are not high. And what the double Jedi king really relied on to become famous back then was the formation. 35. There is no inheritance of the formation, which means these mausoleums are all fake. It is not surprising that there will be in Nanyang Prefecture. After all, the double jeopardy king dominated the entire Nanjiangzhou domain back then, and every state has the possibility. So the suspicious formation. Wrong way to open. Lin Dongyan thought seriously for a while, and finally chose to give up. If the king's thoughts and means can be easily guessed, then he will not be just a true monarch in the middle of the divine mansion now. Let people spread the message to the Yu dynasty and Lanyu pavilion. Send the best disciples in the gate to take out the king's tomb to explore. If you can get the basic inheritance, you can enter the dynasty military academy, and the sect can also get a reward. Leaving an order, Lin Dongyan waved his sleeve and left dashingly. At the same time, on a huge island state called Nan'e Prefecture in the east of Zhao State, the Six-Pin Water Dragon Hall is entrenched here, which is the upper subordinate sect of the Water Dragon Hall in the territory of Zhao State. Among the 5 protector sects of the 5 great powers, only the Water Dragon Hall is not a 7-rank sect attached to it, but a branch hall of a 6-rank sect. There is a divination sub-hall in the Water Dragon Hall, and the master of the sub-hall, Wei Wuxiang, is a true monarch in the early stage of the Divine Mansion realm and is good at water divination. 4 hall lords, what is the result? Seeing Wei Wuxiang, the master of the main hall of the Water Dragon Hall, Wei Wuxian put away the divination droplets, he hurriedly asked. The Water Dragon Hall is not a single force, but one of the halls of the Dragon King Hall, a top power of the 5 products, and was only exiled to this Nan'e state for some historical reasons. If the tomb of the king can be found, then the Water Dragon Hall will have the opportunity to return to the Dragon King Hall and also become the main hall. This is the wish of the masters of the Water Dragon Hall in the past. Ping. 35. Wei Wuxiang spat out a word and shook his head gently. It seems to be fake, but it contains infinite possibilities, no different from the divination results of several other mausoleums. It's still the same as before. Wei Wuxian sighed with some disappointment. Then he waved his hand and said with a little boredom, let the subordinate Water Dragon Hall send someone over to take a look. If you can get any good inheritance, you can return to the main hall. At the same time, the Shengyang Gate behind the Yanyang sect of the Wu Kingdom, the Wenxin Academy behind the Feng Thunder Mountain Villa of the Yan Kingdom, and the Blood Dao Gate behind the Kanghai sect of the Qi Kingdom all used their means to explore the mausoleum of the Shuangji King, and lost interest for the first time. The forces of the 5 parties and 6 products have the same idea, and they will let their subordinate 7 product forces send people to take a look. If anyone performs well, they can also absorb a wave of talent. For a time, the royal families of the 5 major countries and the 5 protector sects all took action. But all this has nothing to do with Zhang Chushuan for the time being. After realizing some new possibilities, he called Yi Shi, Zhang Yangfeng and He Chao and told them about his reformulated plan. Tomorrow's tomb of the king must still be explored. No matter how small the mosquito is, it is also meat, not to mention that Zhang Chushuan has a 100-fold reward ability, and some things are really difficult to say. But the way it is done can change. All in all, tomorrow I will try to be stable and hide if I have the strength. 39. Zhang Chushuan made a summary, and the three of Yi Shi were no different, and they all nodded. Then Yi Shi and Zhang Yangfeng retreated and returned to the room. He Chao did not leave, and Zhang Chushuan did not drive him away. Two earthlings, a rare opportunity to chat. Even when they sit together, they can talk to someone on a public channel. And this one came to the next day. The third unboxing opportunity of the Traverser Patriarchs has arrived. 38%. Chapter 149 Open to the Ultimate Treasure, Heavenly Order to Build a City. Subscription required. The king's mausoleum was born, and the movement was so great that it was rare in the world. The warrior cultivator in Yunbei County was attracted and called for friends to rush here. The warrior cultivators in Yunbei County were even more crazy, talking highly, and did not sleep all night with excitement, turning this county town into a city that never sleeps. Zhang Chushuan and He Chao sat on the top floor of the restaurant and chatted, condescendingly taking half of the county town into their eyes, with indescribable comfort. It's 7 days, and the new treasure chest has been distributed. The system prompt sounded, and Zhang Chushuan and He Chao stopped their hands at the same time and looked at each other. You wait a while before unpacking, I'll do an experiment first. Zhang Chushuan spoke. Yes, although he didn't know Zhang Chushuan's intentions, He Chao still held back the mood of opening the box in his heart. Zhang Chushuan no longer hesitated and took out a ground tier treasure exploration card. He has 10 cards for this card, and the effect is to lock all the heavenly and earth treasures or rare treasures below the earth level within a radius of 100 miles 50,000 meters and surface the information. However, the owner can only choose to obtain specific information about one of these items. Zhang Chushuan wanted to see through the reality of the treasure chest with this card. After all, the items in the treasure chest already existed, and it was reasonable to get information. Open the virtual panel. Zhang Chushuan moved his thoughts, and the panel emerged. In the panel space, there is a treasure chest emitting golden light lying quietly. Zhang Chushuan took it out with his mind and reached out a little. Wow, the chest is divided into 10 and suspended in midair. This time, Zhang Chushuan did not directly select box 2, but activated the card in his hand. The next moment, the card turned into a virtual panel and appeared in front of his eyes. Xuanji lower grade pill. Soul containing pill, distance, 1 meter. Ground stage medium grade array. 4 elephants bamboo forest illusion array, distance, 1 meter. Xuanji lower grade spirit beast egg. Yunma distance, 1.1 meter. Xuanji ultimate sword method. Ethereal sword method, distance, 1 meter. Xuanji Shengpinshi Fa Wushui. 1 reed crossing the river, distance, 1.2 meters. Ground step lower sword weapon. Residual cloud sword, distance, 1.3 meters. Xuanji Zongpin Danfang. Zuyandin distance, 1.3 meters. Xuanji Zongpin Gongfa. Cold heart technique, distance, 1.4 meters. Xuanji Shengpin formation. Feiyan sword, distance, 1.4 meters. Human rank Zongpin martial arts. Tong back fist, distance, 300 meters. Human rank ultimate elixir. Senkai leaf, distance, 1,500. Closing parenthesis. Cowhide. Zhang Chushuan's eyes lit up. This tier exploration card is worthy of being a system item after a 100-fold increase in reward ability, and the effect is very amazing. Not only can the name of the item appear, but even the distance is marked. This allows the owner to have a rough guess about the location of the item when considering the value of the item, so as to consider whether it has the ability to get it. However, this card does not have a specific direction for standard items, which avoids the card owner using a card to wipe out a certain range of precious items. Of course, if the owner himself has the ability, write down the distance and directly turn on the sweeping mode, that is his own ability, and the system will not care. Zhang Chushuan tried to take a few steps and found that the information on the virtual panel had not changed, indicating that after the card was used, the positioning had been fixed and would not change due to changes in his orientation, which also dispelled him from using the card as a radar. Zhang Chushuan even suspects that even the information explored by the card has been fixed. Assuming that someone has now removed the herbs, the card will not be changed. This makes the information timely. It's really not a hole at all. Zhang Chushuan smiled inwardly and shook his head, but he did not feel disappointed, all of which he expected. Then he did not rush to open the box, but checked the information of the items searched under the card. What if there were extremely valuable items within 100 miles of Fengyuan? But the result disappointed Zhang Chushuan. Within a radius of 100 miles, the highest was only a few Earth-rank elixirs, which was much worse than the items in the treasure chest. It seems that this card is still going to be used for elimination. Zhang Chushuan narrowed his eyes. After the 10 treasure chests appeared, they were lined up in front of him in order from 1 to 10, and one chest and box 10 were the farthest from him, separated by 1 meter and 4. The closest ones are naturally box 5 and box 6, separated by 1 meter. This allows it to analyze what is in 2 boxes at the same distance in each set, although it is not point-to-point accurate. However, the discovery card can lock one of the items, which is equivalent to increasing the chance of 50% to 10%. Explore cards with treasure chests, and opening blind boxes becomes optional rewards. My current strength is the Incarnation Spirit Realm, so the 10 treasure chests contain 7 Zon rank items, 2 Earth tier items, and 1 Heaven tier item. There is only one treasure chest that is 1.2 meters away from me, which means that the other treasure chest 1.2 meters away contains Heaven rank items, which means that box 3 and box 7 contain Heaven rank items and Zon rank upper grade identities. 5. The middle grade array plate and the ground tier lower grade sword weapon are not very tempting to me, although what is the Heaven rank item, but the rank is placed there, it can also be increased by 100 times, it is worth gambling. Quote. With a decision in mind, Zhang Chushuan tapped Xuanji on the virtual panel. Quote. The next moment, the panel changes to a map with 2 red dots on the map, representing the location of the item and the location of Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Chushuan identified a lower position and immediately determined that the Zon rank upper grade was in the 3rd treasure chest, which indicated that the 7th treasure chest contained the Heaven rank item. I choose box 7. Zhang Chushuan made the decision. The next moment, the treasure chest opened, and a token appeared and shot into Zhang Chushuan's hand. Tokens again. Zhang Chushuan's eyes suspected that he had recently formed an indissoluble bond with the token, but he sank his mind into the token for the first time to find out the specific information of the token. City Building Order, Heavenly Order, limited to 1 piece. Note. Produced in the world of hegemony online games, you can use consumables to upgrade indefinitely. 5. Village Building Order, Human Rank, Sad Face, Small Village, Middle Village, Large Village, Heavy Village, Village. Zhangjianling, Yellow Step, Sad Face Town, Middle Town, Big Town, Important Town. Zhancheng Order, Xuanji, Sad Face, Shaocheng County, Zongcheng, Dacheng County, Chongcheng Prefecture. 0. Founding Order, Heavenly Order. The Heavy Village has its own heavenly rank secret realm, and the secret realm is divided into 4 qualities: lower, middle, upper and pole. Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Chushuan. Shish. Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but widen his eyes. Although as early as after getting Luo Wang and Bai Ma Yi from the recruitment token, he had some new understanding of the urine nature of this national building system, such as the power involving the heavens and all realms. But he really didn't think that he could get good things in the online game world. In those virtual hegemony online games, building a village is a must-have item for wanting to be a vassal. As long as you add the required raw materials, you can constantly increase the level of the village, expand the range, increase the building, and even have some special buildings. This realistic special city building order obviously does not have the power of special buildings, but it can create more and more powerful walls, increase the owner's control of the territory, increase the security of the territory, and at the same time have a subsidiary secret realm. Since obtaining the Time Secret Realm, Zhang Chushuan's desire for the secret realm has increased day by day, and he never thought that there would be such an opportunity today. Discover consumable special items, and you can choose to double the following rewards for consumption. 1. City Building Order, Heavenly Order, X100. 2. City Building Order, Heavenly Rank Middle Grade, X10. 3. City Building Order, Heavenly Order, X1. The 100-fold reward ability took effect, and Zhang Chushuan's heart was beating wildly. I choose 1. Making this decision, Zhang Chushuan did not hesitate in the slightest. Building a city allows the middle grade and upper grade of the heaven rank to get a larger city and a better secret realm at once, but this is not a gap in the level, and neither the secret realm nor the city has separated from the heaven rank. With enough resources, Zhang Chushuan believes he can ascend it in the future. On the contrary, having 100 such tokens is equivalent to being able to directly build 100 such cities with a certain type of secret realm, which is obviously more cost-effective. As for the limit of only one piece per person, Zhang Chushuan can completely give it to the patriarch of his own subordinate family, which is better than how to surpass. When they succeed in building the city, they can transfer the ownership of the city to him. With the Dao level invincible realm, he is not afraid of anyone who is yin and yin, who is careful to think carefully. Operator. Zhang Chushuan felt that there were 100 more tokens in his system space. It's going to be sent. 35. Zhang Chushuan felt the urge to immediately go back to Lingxia town to use the token. But in the end, he restrained himself and took out a card and handed it to He Chao at the same time. After unboxing, use this card. In the past 3 days, He Chao broke through the Gathering Spirit Realm 36 blood skills with his help, and now opened the box, one of which will be the Earth level. Determining that the search card is valid for treasure chests, Zhang Chushuan will certainly not miss such an opportunity. This shish. He Chao witnessed Zhang Chushuan's operation just now, and he was originally confused. But when he got the card and got the card information, he was instantly not calm. With cards, wouldn't you lock the tier reward in advance? Could it be that this is the secret of the rise of Zhang Dewei? River. 38%. Chapter 150 Spirit Stone Sword, and I happen to meet the 3 of Chu Yun. Subscription. Patriarch, I have seen the specific information. In the first box is the yellow rank lower grade Gong method, in the second box is the Zan rank lower grade martial arts Fengyan leg, the third, and inside the 10th treasure chest are 10 middle grade spirit stones. What do you think I should exchange? He Chao looked at Zhang Chushuan seriously, and his face turned red because he was too excited. He really didn't expect that Zhang Chushuan would actually have a way to detect the specific item information in the treasure chest and be able to select 100% good things. This feeling is so cool. But he didn't forget to give the choice to Zhang Chushuan out of excitement. Zhang Chushuan was calm on the surface, looking serious thinking, but there was a roar in his heart. Silly, he's so stupid. After the chest is opened, it will be divided into 10 suspended in the air and stay for half an hour. During this period, it cannot be recovered, and if it is not opened, it will be regarded as an opportunity to give up, and the treasure chest will disappear. If the chest can't be recovered, doesn't that mean it will stand still? The treasure chest can't be moved, but he, the one who opened the box, can move. So as long as you stand on a certain side, let yourself be at a different distance from the 10 boxes, and then open the exploration card, 167, can you know exactly what each box contains? Why would he spend that brain thinking? Not only that, but the tier exploration card does not need to be spent on the treasure chest exclusion method, and you can choose the same independent thing. He's so stupid. Fortunately, only one was wasted. Zhang Chushuan rejoiced in his heart, feeling that He Chao looked good at this moment. Choose 10 medium-grade spirit stones. Zhang Chushuan thought for a while and said, I use the exercises and martial arts of the yellow rank, Zan rank, and even the earth rank, so there is no need to waste it in this regard. 35. Weapons and formations are also trivial. The cultivation cycle of spirit beast eggs is too long, and it also needs to consume a lot of resources. It is not necessary for special races. It's better to exchange resources that can be used to improve strength. From Zhang Chushuan's point of view, what he wanted most of these 10 boxes was undoubtedly the Zongpin Spirit Stone, and it was also the most valuable thing among the 10 boxes and the only thing that reached the ground level. But for He Chao, it is not the highest price and the best, and these 10 medium-grade spirit stones may not be as important as martial arts. But Zhang Chushuan can exchange with him, so he doesn't have to think about it so much. Yes. Getting Zhang Chushuan's answer, He Chao did not hesitate at all, and decisively walked to box 10 and stretched out his hand. The next moment, 10 medium-grade spirit stones appeared in his hand, emitting a charming luster and an aura that made people feel comfortable until their pores opened themselves. Patriarch, give. He Chao handed 10 medium-grade spirit stones to Zhang Chushuan without the slightest drag. Zhang Chushuan was stunned for a moment, and the other party's decisiveness surprised him. But he did not refuse, and reached out to take 10 medium-grade spirit stones into his hand. Discover consumable special items, and you can choose to double the following rewards for consumption. 1. Zongpin Lingxi X 1000. 2. Shengpin Lingxi X 100. 3. Need for temporary X1. The aura contained in a medium-grade spirit stone is 100 times that of the lower-grade spirit stone, and the aura contained in an upper-grade spirit stone is 100 times that of the aura contained in a middle-grade spirit stone. The conversion ratio up is the same, so the price is clearly marked on the market, and the exchange ratio between spirit stones is 100 times, and theoretically 100 lower grade spirit stones can be exchanged for one medium grade spirit stone. But in fact, due to the different quality of the aura in different grades of spirit stones, there is also a clear gap in conversion efficiency, and one medium grade spirit stone can easily be exchanged for hundreds or more lower grade spirit stones, but the reverse is almost impossible. This situation, the higher it goes, the more serious it gets. Lower grade spirit stones. Gathering spirit realm cultivators will rarely use it for their own cultivation, spirit realm cultivators will occasionally use it, and Jaden realm real people will use it universally. Middle grade spirit stones. Jaden realm cultivators basically don't use it, and the divine mansion realm true monarch will only use it occasionally, and the saint lord level power will be commonly used. This situation can be pushed all the way up. Of course, the requirements may be lowered as appropriate among the major powers. But the top grade spirit stone, even the power of the Holy Lord, will not be used, more as strategic materials or treasures to store, even the king is also used occasionally. Zhang Chushuan did not yet have the luxury to use the upper grade spirit stone and the ultimate spirit stone to cultivate. If he wants to pursue quality, he can completely use it with the gathering spirit array and the time secret realm. I choose one. Zhang Chushuan made a decision, and he suddenly had 1,000 more medium grade spirit stones in his storage ring. This 1,000 top grade spirit stones are a huge amount of money for the 5th rank forces, and ordinary 6th rank forces can't take them out at all. This is a wave of quick wealth in the true sense. Give. Zhang Chushuan took 10 medium grade spirit stones, and then threw a Na ring to He Chao. This patriarch, He Chao infiltrated the divine consciousness into the Na ring and found that there were 1,000 lower grade spirit stones in it, which was equivalent to 10 middle grade spirit stones, and it could be said that Zhang Chushuan confiscated all of them. Put it away. Zhang Chushuan shrugged his shoulders and said with a smile, I didn't think about collecting protection fees, everyone is a fellow countryman, they should help each other, if 10 medium grade spirit stones are put at auction, it will be no problem to sell them for 1,500 lower grade spirit stones, speaking of which I still earn it. To Zhang Chushuan, these 1,000 lower grade spirit stones were just the product of a 100-fold reward of 10 lower grade spirit stones. And He Chao's 10 medium grade spirit stones allowed him to have 1,000 middle grade spirit stones. 10 lower grade spirit stones for 1,000 middle grade spirit stones, how can the profit be 10,000 times? With such a goldfinger against the sky, he really doesn't need to waste time to intrigue with people, it is better to leave a good reputation, continuity plays a role in buying horse bones, so that everyone is willing to come to him to circulate all kinds of resources. As long as the resources flow in him, relying on the golden finger, he can easily ask for a book of Wanli. It doesn't matter if someone takes him as a fool and the virgin, profit is eternal. However, if someone takes advantage of him but does something unfavorable to him, he doesn't mind thunder and makes people feel pain. Big brother Zhang, you. He Chao's lips squirmed, and he didn't know what to say for a while. After half a month, from the environment to relatives, it is so mode, and it is Zhang Chushuan, a fellow who makes him feel the care of his relatives. He knew that Zhang Chushuan was also saying those words for his own sake. He can break through to the gathering spirit realm in a few days, isn't it also the exercise and spiritual energy resources given by Zhang Dewei? There is also the ground step item exploration card 0 just now. If it wasn't for something, how could he possibly drive 10 medium grade spirit stones? But even so, Zhang Chushuan did not accept it, and used thousands of lower grade spirit stones in exchange. Obviously he earned it in blood. Zhang Dewei gave him father-like care. Patriarch, from today onwards, you let me go east, and I will definitely not go west. 35. Don't worry, I will never betray you in my life, and I will always follow your steps. He Chao patted his chest and promised to make a promise. Zhang Chushuan could see the sincerity of his emotions at the moment, and nodded slightly, but did not pay attention to it. In this world, in most cases, profit is eternal. Well, you can buy things from my side now. 8 folds. Zhang Chushuan showed a profiteer's smile. Half an hour later, He Chao left Zhang Chushuan's guest room with a bunch of Xuanji lower grade exercises and martial arts, as well as the remaining 100 lower grade spirit stones. Touching the ring on his ring finger, He Chao's expression was a little confused. I don't know why, it's obviously a wave of his wealth, but Zhang Chushuan's expression always makes him definitely suffer a big loss. Is it an illusion? At the same time, at the gate of Yunbei County, 3 red fire horses galloped in. The red fire horse belongs to a relatively powerful category among the fierce beasts of the horse class, and the mature red fire horse can have a strength comparable to the late stage of the human refining body realm and even the peak martial artist. People who can ride the red fire horse are definitely not low in status for the county town where only the Jupin family usually sits, at least they are also the lineage of the Jupin family, or a strong scattered cultivator. But today, people near the city gate are not surprised by this. The king's mausoleum was born. From last night to now, even the fierce beasts of the gathering spirit realm have been ridden here, and the red fire horse is nothing at all. What attracts more people is the woman in a black dress with a veil among the three, although she can't see her face clearly, but just by looking at the good-looking 4.4 eyes and graceful figure, you can determine that this is a superb color. But feeling that one of the companions of the woman in the black dress released the aura of connecting heaven and earth, at least she was also a strong person at the peak of the refining body realm, and no one had any bad intentions about moving. Quote. Suddenly, the boy on the red fire horse in the middle stopped when he passed by a storefront. Seeing this, the woman in the black dress couldn't help but ask the young man, "Brother Chu-yun, what's wrong?" "Nothing." Chu-yun waved his hand and said with a smile, "I am old friends with this business firm. Since I am passing by, I just want to take a stroll." 35. After speaking, Chu-yun jumped off the red fire horse, and then threw the reins at the door. Seeing this, Chu Tenur and Sha Yi had to keep up. "I've seen Master Chu." Many people took the initiative to salute and greet Chu-yun when they saw them, and he all smiled and responded one by one. The three quickly disappeared at the door of the firm. At the corner of the street, Zhang Chushuan, who had just arrived here, couldn't help but smile when he saw this scene. "Interesting. Chu-yun, son of luck, won't it be the same as my purpose?" 38%. Chapter 151. This plot is much more interesting than reading a novel. Subscription required. Teacher, are you sure there is a broken heaven rank killing array here? Chu-yun strode into the Chamber of Commerce, his mind constantly confirming the news he had just received towards Lord Fu, and his heart fluttered wildly. The heaven rank killing array, after activation, can instantly open a heaven rank killing array, killing the real people of the Jaden realm like slaughtering pigs and dogs, and the true monarch of the divine mansion realm may also be killed if he is careless. If someone who is proficient in formations controls the heaven rank killing formation against the enemy, the ordinary divine mansion realm true monarch will definitely be wiped out, and even the divine soul cannot escape. If the grade of the heaven rank killing array is high enough, it is not impossible to hurt the Holy Lord. A broken heaven rank killing array is naturally not as effective as the heaven rank killing array, but with the skill of the Fu Lord, it is not difficult to repair it to the upper grade of the earth level or even the ultimate grade level, and after opening, it can easily erase the great cultivator of the transformation spirit realm, and it can also pose a fatal threat to the real people of the Jaden realm. This is a whole card that is enough for people to walk sideways in Namyangju. Chu-yun learned from Lord Fu that there was a sealed broken heaven rank killing array that was left idle in a corner. How could he continue to remain calm? Apprentice, there can be no mistake in the teacher's induction. 99. The core of that array was not damaged, but listed the problems, so it looked like a broken Zon tier killing array, and it was difficult to start, and the value was inferior to many yellow tier arrays, and it was normal to be treated casually. However, I think that the master's means can easily solve the problem of the core arrangement of the array, and then the entire killing array may not be able to recover the quality of the heaven rank, but the earth level extreme will definitely not be able to run. Master Fu's voice was full of confidence. At that time, he was respected as an instrument emperor, and the imperial weapons he refined even the great sage would act, and I don't know how many emperors turned to him for help at the peak. Even if his soul is broken now, relying on mysterious runes to warm up for 100 years can he restore the peak level of the Jaden realm, but the heaven rank killing array has also concealed his perception. Great. Chu-yun didn't know what Lord Fu was thinking, but he felt it in the former's tone of confidence, and his mood became more and more excited. Master Chu, how come you have time to come to my Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce today? Is there not enough refining materials? At this time, a gorgeous woman with a graceful figure and explicit clothes came out from inside the Chamber of Commerce, and the waist of the water snake that could be held was particularly eye-catching. The woman looked at Du Chuyun, her eyes lit up, and greeted her with a smile. This person is the person in charge of the Jinyan Chamber of Commerce in Yunbei County, Yu Da. It must be known that the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce is spread throughout the 5 countries of Nanyangjo, and the president of the Chamber of Commerce is a real person in the Jaden realm, and the specific strength is unknown, but the financial strength is stronger than the 10 major 7 product forces in Nanyangjo. The Golden Movement Chamber of Commerce can be said to be the 11th major force in Nanyang Prefecture, and there are many cultivation geniuses in the Chamber of Commerce, and each of the county-level branch presidents has the strength of the gathering spirit realm, so they can completely ignore the later stage of the refining body realm. Chu Yun is only 16 years old this year, and his cultivation is the 9-fold cultivation body realm, external performance. In fact, he has opened the 37th blood trick, which is the 11th realm of refining the body, and he is also a small genius in the county, but it is not enough to let the person in charge of the Jinyan Chamber of Commerce take a high look. The reason why Yu Da took a look at Chu Yunggao, in addition to the other party's protagonist aura, was mainly because he was able to refine the yellow rank lower grade spirit weapon, and he was already a 9 rank refiner at a young age. Being able to use the refining realm to refine the yellow rank spiritual weapon shows that Chu Yun's talent on the way to refining is at least genius level, and it is not impossible to become an 8th rank or even 7th rank refiner in the future, which is worthy of the favor of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Sister Yu, for your concern. I came to stroll casually this time to add some performance to your sister. Chu Yun smiled slightly, and his words were very beautiful. Yu Da's smile trembled wildly, and her eyes were like silk. Brother Chu has a heart, and the sister can't be indebted to you, and your consumption in the Chamber of Commerce today will all be discounted by 9. Speaking, Yu Da's 2 hands together gently patted, summoning a maid and asking her to lead the way for Chu Yun. If it were placed in normal times, Yu Da would definitely personally serve Chu Cloud services and deepen the relationship. But last night the king's mausoleum appeared, and today countless big figures have rushed to Yunbei County, and the headquarters of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce has also sent people over, and she needs to be accompanied by the head of this branch. Being able to get out and chat with Chu Yun is already a manifestation of Yu Da's importance to him. Thank you, Sister Yu. Chu Yun could guess some twists and turns. It just so happened that he came to the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce today to pick up leeks, and Yu Da couldn't accompany her best. The two then chatted a little more. Yu Da confessed, walked to the door with a smile, and greeted a group of sect disciples wearing uniform clothes and swords around their waists. Qingyun Sword Sect. Chu Yun narrowed his eyes, smiled and asked the maid to lead the way, pretending to wander around the hall, and bought a few gadgets for Chu Tenur, but he actually came to the southeast corner of the hall on the first floor with a very purpose. Under the guidance of Master Fu, he focused his eyes on several silver arrays, one of which was very abrupt and black throughout. Hey, there is actually a batch of arrays here. Chu Yun's identity revealed to the outside world was a genius refiner, so he walked to a bunch of array plates without concealing himself and observed them with interest. Black this seat can be sure that it is the Broken Heaven rank killing array. Lord Fu's firm voice sounded in Chu Yun's ears, and he was suddenly happy in his heart. Give me all this batch of arrays, I will take it back to study and study, maybe I can get some reference. 5. Chu Yun did not hesitate, waved his big hand, and asked the maid who was responsible for leading the way for self-interpretation to help pack the array. Master Chu, are you serious? The maid swallowed. There are a total of 3 arrays in this batch. One is a yellow rank lower grade, one is a yellow rank middle grade, and the other is a Broken Heaven rank killing array disc, but outsiders look like a Broken Zon rank array disc, and its value is only similar to that of the yellow rank upper grade array disc. These arrays are all active for several Jupin families in Yunbei County, but they are not very expensive to buy. The branch of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce brought these arrays, and more of them were used to show their financial strength and heritage. The maid did not expect that Chu Yun would buy all 3, which would require a large fee, and her commission would be considerable. I'm never kidding. Give me a place to take it all to the checkout. Quote. It is inevitable that there are many dreams at night, and Chu Yun plans to buy them all, and quickly calculate the money. Being a refiner is so. This little money will not hurt his bones, and once he gets the Broken Heaven rank killing array disc in his hands, it will be a wave of quick wealth. He knew which was lighter and which was more important. The slave will go immediately. 35. The maid carefully took the array plate and trotted towards the checkout position, afraid that this business would fly. Sha Yi next to him saw all this in his eyes, and a glint of essence flashed under his eyes. For the plot of the Son of Luck picking up leeks and making a fortune, he is also familiar with it. If you guessed correctly, there is definitely a hidden treasure in the batch of arrays just now. However, designing the formation is still his knowledge blind spot for the time being, and he is now in a good relationship with Chu Yun, so there must be no need to think about seizing the opportunity. But a wave of chance should be fine. 35. With an idea in his heart, Shayi opened his mouth and said to Chu Yun, "Brother Chu, I have always been curious about the way of formation, can you see if you can take the time to enlighten me?" 167. As a thank you, there is my brother to pay for the pile of arrays just now, how? Saying these words, Shayi's heart was dripping blood. When he came to the county this time, he brought with him the 70% of the Shah family's hundreds of years of accumulation, but if he used it to buy these 3 arrays, I was afraid that he would use up most of it. But I can't bear that the child can't trap the wolf. Brother Shah, there is no need for this. Chu Yun was a little surprised by Shayi's courage to please him, but he did not accept it this time, and waved his hand. The introduction to the refining instrument is very simple, I can take the time to teach you. If Brother Shah can enter within a certain period of time and prove his talent, I can even teach it with all my money. Shayi couldn't hear for a while whether Chu Yun was appeasing him, but the colleague who was relieved in his heart still felt much better. In general, his efforts these days are not without gains. It is Chu Tener's side that has been unapologetic to him, and it is estimated that it will take a little more means. In a corner position, Zhang Chushuan took all this into his eyes through the mirror, and his eyes narrowed. The son of luck is worthy of being a child of luck, and the goal is really the same as mine. 35. This one who was called Brother Shah by Chu Yun, could it be that summer night? Kind of interesting. The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned, intending to wait for a chance to test it. However, the most important thing now is to get the broken heaven tier killing array in hand, and He Chao's opportunity in exchange for the earth tier exploration card cannot be wasted. Zhang Chushuan was just about to make a move, but found that someone had taken the lead. Interesting, so interesting. Is this the child of luck accompanied by the tribulation or pretending to be forced to beat the face? Tisk, this is much more interesting than reading novels back then. 38%. Chapter 152. Zhang Chushuan, this lucky child can't do it. Subscription required. Yunbei County, Jinyan Chamber of Commerce, the place to settle the bill. The 2 women seemed to have an altercation, and one of them, a richly dressed woman, pointed to a maid of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce and cursed there. The maid accompanied her vigorously. No, someone has already bought these arrays. Everything comes first. First come, please bear with it. The richly dressed woman's expression was cold, and she suddenly raised her hand and slapped it. Snap. The waitress was caught off guard, and one staggered to the ground, covering her face and raising her head, her eyes full of bewilderment. Obviously, she didn't expect the other party to be so unreasonable. What do you see? It's just your fault. My young master said that he wanted this array, don't you understand? The woman looked high-spirited, but she was a little blind to her fairly good skin. The entire hall on the first floor of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce became quiet because of this scene, and many people cast dissatisfied glances at the woman. This bullying and spicy appearance is really disgusting. But when they saw a young man in a luxurious robe about a mile behind the woman, many people chose to ignore it. The Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, ordinary warriors can't afford to consume, and the people who can come in are either powerful or have identity and status. These people, all knew this young man. Chu Tinlong. Chu Yun was also attracted by the movement coming from the checkout, and when he saw the young man in a luxurious robe, he immediately clenched his fists and his eyeballs were bloodshot. This young man is the genius son of the Chu family of the 8th-ranked middle family in Qingyan Fucheng, Chu Tinlong. 14 years ago, Chu Tinlong was 12 years old, had just broken through the gathering spirit realm, defeated Chu Xiao, who was 8 years older than himself, in the clan competition, and destroyed the latter's dantian. Now 14 years have passed. Chu Tinlong is 26 years old, and it is said that he has just successfully built a foundation and broken through to the incarnation spirit realm. In Qingyan Mansion, Chu Tinlong and the other 3 were called one of the 4 princes of Qingyan, the youngest but the most talented. Because of his powerful sonic martial arts that attacks with Xiao Shang, he was known as Xiao Gongzi. I have always heard that young Master Xiao is very protective of his shortcomings, and his attendant maid has developed an arrogant and domineering character because of this, and now it seems that the rumors are correct. Although young Master Xiao has the most potential among the 4 princes, he is also the most unpopular, half of which is because his style of acting is too domineering. If it weren't for the fact that his talent is really too strong, with the entire Qingyan Chu family behind him, I'm afraid he would have fallen long ago. This time in the Golden Games Chamber of Commerce, I don't know how the Chamber of Commerce will end. No one spoke, but everyone had a small calculation in their hearts. Some people hope to see Chu Tinlong deflated, some people are curious about how the Golden Games Chamber of Commerce will deal with it, and some people want to see what will happen to Chu Tinlong's maid. After all, this is not somewhere else, but the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. The president of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce is a real person in the Jaden realm, and I heard that the Chamber of Commerce also has 5 half-step Jaden realm great cultivators, and any one of them can hang the Qingyun Chu family. Young Master Xiao, if you don't hit someone in the face, your maid is inevitably a little unruly. Yu Da walked out from inside the Chamber of Commerce. This time her walking posture was normal, and her expression was also cold. Few people know that although Yu Da is the branch president of this small Yunbei County branch, she is actually the youngest daughter of the president of the Jinyan Chamber of Commerce, and she actually came here for training. As for her usual appearance, it is just a disguise. Now that someone is coming to her territory to spread wilderness, she can't stand it. Even if the other party is Xiao Gongzi. Is the early stage of the incarnation realm very powerful? Not to mention the personal escort that her father photographed her. The people who came from the Fucheng branch of the Jinyan Chamber of Commerce today were all great cultivators of the transformation spirit realm, so she was not afraid. Lenur, are you all right? 35. Yu Da walked to the maid and helped him up, with concern in her eyes. The maid who could be sent by her to Chuyun was naturally very different from her concern. I'm fine, Sister Yu. Lenur got up carefully, covered her face with one hand, and her voice was filled with crying. The expression on Yu Da's face became very dangerous, staring at Chu Tinlong coldly, waiting for him to give an explanation. It's you maid who doesn't follow the rules. Chu Tinlong narrowed his eyes, and a seeping smile appeared on his somewhat morbid white face. He stretched out his right hand with a black card between his fingers. This is the black and gold card of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. Holding this card, you can enjoy preferential services at any branch of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. You can enjoy a 20% discount on any purchase, and when bidding with others, you have the right of first refusal. Chu Tinlong's voice was cold, an unapproachable, lifeless coldness. After finishing his words in a clear manner, he smiled coldly. I took a fancy to a ray plate in this maid's hand, and she hasn't settled the bill yet, so according to the regulations, I can have the right of first refusal, right? Yu Da's delicate face suddenly became gloomy. If Chu Tinlong didn't talk nonsense, then according to the regulations of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, it was indeed Lenur's mistake first, and the beating was relatively light. Lenur, do you know about the black card? Yu Da asked towards Lenur, with helplessness in her eyes. Chu Tinlong acted so fearlessly, she probably had already guessed the answer. Lenur timidly glanced at Yu Da and argued in a low voice. Sister Yu, those array plates are what Master Chu Yun wants to buy. I just help settle the bill, and the transaction can be regarded as settled. Lenur knew that Yu Da was optimistic about Chu Yun, so when she checked out just now, she would be tougher, but she didn't want the other party to hit people directly. Chu Yun. Yu Da immediately understood what Lenur meant, and although she felt a little complaining, she was also relieved. Lenur was towards her after all. Young Master Xiao, you heard it too. Yu Da looked at Chu Tinlong and said coldly, although you have a black card from our Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, the customers who purchase the array have already negotiated this business with our bank and are already paying the money. 39. Yu Da is very clever, and directly uses her identity to define this matter as a transaction that has been negotiated. As a merchant, he has the final right to interpret. Chu Tinlong understood what Yu Da meant, his brows furrowed slightly, and he suddenly smiled, that's me Meng Lang. But my maid does not know these things, and those who do not know are not to blame. I'll use this pill to compensate. When the words fell, Chu Tinlong took out a bottle and threw it at Lenur. Lenur instinctively reached out to catch the bottle. Yu Da took the bottle and looked at it, her brows stretched, and said to Lenur, this is a Tongji pill, how do you say? 35. Tongji Dan. Lenur's eyes lit up, and she immediately said, Sister Yu, since it was a misunderstanding, forget it. Yu Da was not surprised by Lenur's choice. The maid guide of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce is not a casual person who can do it. In addition to being good-looking and innocent, the cultivation qualification must not be bad. These people can also be regarded as miscellaneous disciples of the 7-rank sect of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, and they must at least have mid-stage cultivation in the refining body realm. A Tongji pill is worth half a year's salary of Lenur. The slap has already been beaten, and it is better to be fair than to have practical benefits. So where is the purchaser of this array? Chu Tinlong nodded to Yu Da and raised his right hand. A black array disc had arrived in his hand at some point. I bought this black array disc. Chu Yunwei finally hid the hatred in his heart, strode to the center of the hall, and said in a deep voice, if you want it, it's not impossible. Lanur and Yu Da's expressions suddenly changed. They didn't expect Chu Yun's bones to be so soft, although this decision was very wise. After all, the other party was Chu Tinlong. Many people around cast disdainful glances. No one sympathized with Lanur. Bai Zhao's actually got a blood trick pill, maybe she can be regarded as earned. Chu Tinlong didn't seem to be surprised by this situation at all, and said lightly, let's make a price. 99. As long as it is not excessive, the lord of this palace can agree. My plus size is simple. Chu Yun walked towards Chu Tinlong step by step, and his momentum also rose, and he said seriously word by word, I want you to kowtow to my father and apologize. As soon as these words came out, the audience suddenly fell silent. Chu Tinlong was stunned for a moment, then converged, and said with a hint of killing intent, what did you say? I said, I want you to kowtow to my father and apologize. Chu Yun is still contending. Chu Tinlong's eyes narrowed into a slit, and he said coldly, who is your father? Kangnan Town Chu family, Chu Xiao. Chu Yun said word by word. Chu Xiaoyun. Chu Tinlong's brows furrowed slightly, and it took a while before he opened up, and suddenly said, is it the waist that didn't even block my palm in the first place? 359. Click, click. Chu Yun's fists clenched tightly and made a sharp sound. Chu Tinlong, do you want to die? Year, Zhang Chushuan. So breathless. This time the child of luck is not good. 39%. Chapter 153. Zhang Chushuan, can you buy and sell strong? I like it. Subscription required. Teacher, please, let me be willful for once. Chu Yun stared at Chu Tinlong. His killing intent was awe-inspiring, and he looked very grumpy. But he didn't really lose his mind. He has whole cards and depends. Idiot, why do you bother? Lord Fu's slightly helpless voice sounded. For others, the most important thing may be talent, but with Fu Shi, he does not care about the apprentice's cultivation talent, and is even more willing to choose a person without talent to cultivate, which has a greater sense of achievement. After observing Chu Yun for several months, he was very satisfied with this apprentice in all aspects: willpower, mental power, self-motivation, clear grievances, and very filial piety. If there is anything that Chu Yun is not satisfied with, it may be that he is too attached to Chu Tinlong, and he is so persistent that he has turned into a demon. This is a manifestation of filial piety. Fu Lord appreciates Chu Yun's this, and is not afraid that he will cultivate another white-eyed wolf, but after the cultivator steps into the Jaden realm, the impact of the heart demon will be great, and he is a little worried. He originally planned to find an opportunity to help Chu Yun solve the problem of heart demons, that is, to kill Chu Tinlong, but he never thought that the two would meet in advance and ignite the heart demons. Originally, it was nothing. Strike to suppress it. But one thing surprised him. Apprentice, even if the master lends you his power, you may not be able to kill him. How come? Chu Yun's heart was cold. He didn't know how strong Lord Fu's strength was, but according to what the former himself said, his soul power had recovered to the peak of the Jaden realm, and it was not difficult to exert the combat power of the Divine Mansion realm through his body. The combat strength of the Divine Mansion realm still can't kill Chu Tinlong 100%. Chu Tinlong is so strong. This Chu Tinlong is not simple, for the master to feel a special soul power fluctuation in his body. Master Fu explained. 170 Chu Tinlong and I have similar whole cards. Chu Yun immediately reacted. Like him, Chu Tinlong also has a divine soul on his body. He is the 11th level of the refining body realm, and Chu Tinlong is a great cultivator of the incarnation realm. Lord Fu said that he may not be able to kill, not that he can't fight. This shows that the Fu Lord is much stronger than that divine soul. Or am I too weak? Chu Yun couldn't help but clench his fists and began to regret his reckless actions just now. If you can kill Chu Tinlong 100%, it is naturally nothing, but if you can't kill it and let the other party escape, it will be an endless trouble. He himself is not afraid, but for the Chu family in Kangnan Town, it is meaningless to destroy the disaster. Teacher, I know I'm wrong. 99. But now, it seems that you can only fight. Chu Yun's eyes froze. Fu Master understood what Chu Yun meant, which was also the reason why he sighed just now. Interesting. Ha ha ha. The exchange between Chu Yun and Fu Master was a long story, but it was actually only a moment. Chu Tinlong was stunned for a moment, followed by laughter. An ant who didn't even have a gathering spirit realm actually threatened to take his life, but this is the funniest joke he has ever heard when he is so big. It's ridiculous. Chu Tinlong retracted his expression, the momentum around his body rose, and he took a step forward. I remember when I was 12 years old, when I just broke through the gathering spirit realm, your waste father didn't even block my move. Who gave you the confidence to threaten my life? Just by. Chu Tinlong's expression suddenly flickered, and his instinctive step back, as a great cultivator of the incarnation spirit realm, poured out, enveloping the audience. His eyes were full of vigilance when he looked at Chu Yun. At that moment just now, he felt the threat of death on Chu Yun. But how is this possible? Tinlong, be careful, this kid is weird. A majestic voice sounded in Chu Tinlong's ears, making him sure that the feeling just now was not wrong. Master Qin, do you know what's going on with this kid? It seems that there is a secret method to instantly improve your strength, and it should not be without cost to use, but it does have the strength to kill you for a short time. 5. Kill me. Don't worry, with me here, you can't die even if he makes a move. Master Qin promised with promises, but Chu Tinlong did not feel the slightest happiness. Chu Tian, just an ant, actually has the ability to kill him. On the basis of what? Ants, I'll solve you with my own hands. Chu Tinlong's expression sank, and the spiritual power of his whole body was mobilized and converged on the index finger of his right hand. Rumble, the great cultivator of the incarnate spirit realm who swept the audience, was once again intense. Most of the late-stage and peak martial artists of the gathering body realm on the scene suddenly showed uncomfortable expressions, and many gathering spirit realm powerhouses also felt a great oppression. That's from the level of crushing. The rumors are true. Quote, Chu Tinlong has indeed broken through to the early stage of the transformation spirit realm, and the realm is already very stable. 35. Young Master Xiao is really powerful, talented. But what is really surprising is this teenager. Many people cast surprised glances towards Chu Yun. They were only affected by the momentum emitted by Chu Tinlong, and they were all a little unbearable. But Chu Yun was in the center of the momentum, but his face did not change, which can be said to be quite good. If this young man does not fall, he will be a figure. HMPH. Chu Yun snorted coldly, took a step forward, and a momentum rose. A hint of enchanting white appeared on his dark eyes, indicating the unrest that followed. An invisible aura began to collide. But at this time, Zhang Chushuan secretly shook his head. The son of luck is the son of luck, and it is really boring. 2. Please give me the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce a face. A figure shrouded in flames suddenly stepped into the middle of Chu Yun and Chu Tinlong, instantly breaking the momentum brewing between the two. Third grandfather. Yu Da's eyes lit up. The person who came was Yu Wanqin, the president of the Qingyun Fucheng branch of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, who cultivated to reach the late stage of the spirit transformation realm and was the highest speaker of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce in Qingyun Mansion. This time, because the king's mausoleum was born, he deliberately came from the capital. Miss, long time no see. Yu Wanqin's eyes looked at Yu Da with pampering, and then looked at Chu Tinlong and said, Patriarch Chu Xiao, please give the old man a thin face. After Chu Tinlong broke through the spirit realm, the Chu family of Qingyun Mansion announced his position as the young patriarch, and in a few years, he may become the youngest patriarch. But Yu Wanqin didn't take Chu Tinlong too seriously. The mouth said to bow noodles, but the tone was filled with a little dissatisfaction. Chu Tinlong made trouble in the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce, and some of them were too faceless. Old man Yu said and smiled. Chu Tinlong instantly retracted his momentum, and a smile appeared on his face that made people feel like a spring breeze. As the young patriarch of the Chu family, I am just testing the level of the people who divide the family, not to make trouble in the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. After knowing that Chu Yun had the ability to kill himself, Chu Tinlong saved the idea of temporarily suppressing this matter. He has status, strength, and whole cards, or the young patriarch of the Chu family, and some have a way to play dead Chu Yun. There is no need to fight hard. Yu Wanqin came just in time and gave him the steps. Phew. 35. Chu Yun felt a little regretful in his heart. He understood that after today, Chu Tinlong would be more vigilant against him, and even aimed at him. But Yu Da's grandfather's face, the face of the Jinyan Chamber of Commerce, even Chu Tinlong gave it, but he thought it was impossible to head iron. Sorry, Chu Yun confessed to Yu Da. A rivalry seems to be about to end in such a bad way. But at this moment, Chu Yun said coldly to Chu Tinlong, "Chu Tinlong, leave my things behind." Since he had torn his face, Chu Yun no longer hesitated to speak. If he can get the broken heaven ranked killing array, he will have many cards to deal with Chu Tinlong. In short, it is impossible for Chu Tinlong to take it away. Chu Tinlong's eyes narrowed again, and he said with a smile, "Chu Yun, right, I asked you to hand over this array plate as the young patriarch of the sect family, do you hand it over or not?" Chu Yun gave a disdainful smile and asked rhetorically, blatantly robbing the disciples of the divided family, "Even if it is you, is it really good to embarrass the Chu family like this?" Since he couldn't fight, Chu Yun's IQ as a child of luck instantly returned. Everyone in Qingyun Mansion knew that Chu Tinlong had a good face, and it was not difficult to target him. Sure enough, Chu Tinlong's smile froze, and his eyelids narrowed. Once again, the atmosphere fell silent. However, in the next moment, to the surprise of many people, Chu Tinlong received the array plate into his sleeve and said lightly, "It is indeed not good to rob by force, but it is harmless to buy and sell strongly." Quote, "I, Chu Tinlong, am already domineering." After speaking, he looked at the shopkeeper in charge of checkout next to him and asked, "How much is this array?" Obviously, Chu Tinlong wanted to pay Chu Yun after asking the price. Really buy and sell. This. A drop of cold sweat slipped on the shopkeeper's forehead, and he didn't know what to do for a while. Yu Wanqin frowned, but it was not good to say anything. After all, according to what Yu Da said, this array of plates has already been sold to Chu Yun, and there is no need for him to mix it in again. In fact, when things have developed to the present, he can also see that the array is estimated to be hiding some secrets, otherwise it would not have caused Chu Tinlong to be so faceless. But for the sake of the reputation of the Chamber of Commerce, it is not good for him to meddle in public. Click. Chu Yun clenched his fists. If the eyes can kill, Chu Tinlong is afraid that he has died thousands of times. Calm down. The voice of the Fu Lord appeared. Chu Tinlong will definitely enter the king's mausoleum this time, and when the time comes, he will be killed, and the array will naturally return to our hands. 5. You're just worried that he has a way to fix it, and even if it's me, it will have to be repaired for more than 3 days. Lord Fu's words made Chu Yun restrain his emotions and choose to acquiesce. This made people who were ready to continue watching the good show shout of disappointment. But at this moment, a voice sounded in the corner of the hall. "Do you Chu Tinlong recognize strong buying and strong selling? Then add me, I also want this array." 39%. Chapter 154 Accepting Disciples. Why is there such a big gap between the same traversers? Subscription required. Who is it? Everyone looked in the direction where the voice came from. They were excited that they could continue to watch a good show, but they were even more curious about who did not give Chu Tinlong face. People who will stand up at such a time will definitely not be ordinary. Who is this person? I always feel a little familiar, but I can't say where I've seen it. So young, could it be a master of the 8-pin family? The person who suddenly spoke was naturally Zhang Chushuan. He has recently made a lot of noise in Qingchuan province and Qingyun province and even the entire Yu country, and it is a real-time hotspot on the earth. It's just that the time is still short, not many people have seen him, and those big forces have not had time to popularize his portrait and put him on the list that cannot be easily provoked. However, many people at the scene went to the Qingyun Sword Sect's inner gate viewing ceremony, and they were fortunate to meet Zhang Chushuan. "It's Zhang Chushuan, old man Zhang." Suddenly, a girl's excited voice sounded in the crowd. And her opening was like a stone smashed into the calm water, instantly setting off waves. "Shish, it's him, Zhang Chushuan. 99 who killed the half-step Zon rank fierce beast black crystal python with one sword. It's him, old master Zhang who led an important town in Lingxia town to solve the medium-sized beast tide without injury. It's him, the new marquis of the Yu kingdom. It's him, the Zhang Chushuan who single-handedly built the 8-pin Zhang family and sent 3 people to easily destroy the 3 sects. 35. It's him, who owns the Earth-level beast Suzaku, who came to the inner gate of the Qingyun Sword Sect a few days ago, and let the Qingyun Sword Sect obediently give up all the rights of Zhang Chushuan in Qingchuan Mansion. It's him, the old man Zhang who is said to have comprehended the sword intent and cut out a knife at will, so that the Qingyun Sword Sect has 2 more comprehension sword strengths, and 1 half-step sword strength. It was he who easily made the sect master of the Qingyun Sword Sect agree to let his beloved daughter come out and marry. 35. I heard that the Zhang family is going to hold a big competition in Lingxia town recently, and the reward is even richer than the core disciple of the seven-rank sect, and it is a family that truly seeks the welfare of the people. 5. I also heard that I was on the way to Lingxia town, but I stopped because I happened to meet the opening of the king's mausoleum, but I didn't expect to meet Zhang Chushuan old man by chance. The king's mausoleum is normal to attract old master Zhang over. The crowd counted all the great achievements that Zhang Chushuan had recently made. Many people have not heard of Zhang Chushuan, or do not understand it comprehensively, and have been popularized by a wave of science at this time. As a result, the expressions of most people looking at Zhang Chushuan changed, and they all brought some adoration. It is the worship of the strong, but also the worship of achievements and glory. Of course, there are many girls who simply adore or even obsess over Zhang Chushuan's appearance. The vicissitudes of his eyes are wise, his silver hair is fluttering, and he has a sunny smile at the corner of his mouth, standing with his hands down, with an excellent temperament, hanging the so-called young and handsome for hundreds of streets. Zhang. I've seen Mr. Zhang. Yu Wanchen saw Zhang Chushuan, stunned for a while, and greeted him with a far-fetched smile. His attitude has made people's eyes change. Yu Da's mouth subconsciously grows up, and she can stuff a meat dog. Sir, I haven't heard this title for a long time. Single quote. Zhang Chushuan stood with his hands in his hands and said with a smile, "Don't you call it Third Master Yu?" The tone was full of mockery. Yu Wanchen's smile was a lot more embarrassed, and he arched his hand as if begging for mercy. Mr. Zhang is polite. I Jinyan Chamber of Commerce will never dare to forget the kindness of the year, and the president often misses the days when I have a drink with you. Do you miss drinking with me, or do you want me to pay more attention to help him make money? Zhang Chushuan asked amusedly. Yu Wanchen was even more embarrassed. Ideographic period. This scene shocked many people's hearts. Yu Guo is the place where the Golden Games Chamber of Commerce started. Yu Wanchen is the president of the Qingyanfu Golden Games Chamber of Commerce, and in the past, he was also equivalent to the president of the Lintang County branch, and he was an absolute high level in the entire Golden Games Chamber of Commerce, and the strength of the ability to transform the spirit realm was also very strong. Moreover, he is almost 100 years old this year, and for the great cultivator of the incarnation spirit realm, half of his life has passed, but Zhang Chushuan heard that he is only over 60 years old. Although the cultivation world often uses cultivation as a way to rank seniority, Yu Wanchen definitely does not need to be so polite to Zhang Chushuan, polite and even a little respectful. In fact, only Zhang Chushuan knows that Yu Wanchen is not respectful, but weak-minded. At that time, the Golden Games Chamber of Commerce was able to develop, but it was inseparable from his Zhang Chushuan's help and advice, and the president of the Golden Games Chamber of Commerce, that is, Yu Da's father, Yu Tianqi, was finally able to inherit the position of president, thanks to his suggestions. Later, Yu Tianqi was able to break through to the Jaden realm, which was inseparable from this. At the beginning, Yu Tianqi also hired Zhang Chushuan as a consultant and was willing to give the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce a 5% share of the revenue every day. But at that moment, Zhang Chushuan's Dantian was destroyed, and after he hid in Lingxia town, he cut off contact with the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce. But with the strength of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce to trade the entire Nanyang prefecture, if you seriously want to find someone, will you not find it? Obviously, these merchants saw that Zhang Chushuan's strength could not continue to improve and the resources were hiding, so they tacitly agreed to make huge profits. In the past, Zhang Chushuan was not strong enough, and it was not good to seek skin with tigers and touch other people's nerves. But now, it should be his, and he must return the principal and interest. Mr. Zhang thinks too much, and the chairman must want to see you even more. The Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce was very well informed, and he knew a lot about what happened in the Qingyan Sword Sect Square that day, and he knew very well that Zhang Chushuan's strength did have the late stage of the transformation spirit realm, and he also comprehended the sword intent. The combination of sword intent in the later stage of the transformation spirit realm, don't look at Yu Tianqi as a real person in the Jaden realm, and the greater probability is that he can't beat it. What's more, 3 days ago, it was also reported that the Zhang family's master mother had captured a real person in the Dan realm, and the talent of the descendants of the Zhang family was also very eye-catching. After a meeting and discussion at the top of the Chamber of Commerce, it has been decided to repair the relationship with Zhang Chushuan, even if it is bloody. What's more, with Zhang Chushuan's ability, he could easily replenish those bloods. Mr. Zhang didn't know that the president had decided to be present on the day of Dabi in Lingxia town to congratulate him, and bring the income that Mr. Zhang had stored in the Chamber of Commerce over the years. Yu Wanqin said with a smile. Zero asking for flowers. Zhang Chushuan's eyes narrowed slightly. The 5% interest of the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce in the past 30 years is astronomical. It was a lot of courage that these businessmen were willing to give it to him. I'm looking forward to it. Zhang Chushuan smiled slightly and turned to look at Chu Tinlong. Chu Tinlong's eyes were sharp, and he asked, is old Master Zhang trying to bully the small with the big? Master Qin was a senior formation mage who knew the array disc very well, and he could see that the pitch-black array disc was a sealed heaven rank killing array disc. This kind of whole card that can kill the real people of the Jaden realm after repair, and even pose a threat to the true monarch of the Divine Mansion realm, Chu Tinlong does not want to give up. I'm just learning from you. Zhang Chushuan glanced at Chu Yun next to him. Chu Tinlong's eyes fluctuated, and his mouth said firmly, Chu Yun is just a child of the quasi-9-pin family, and I am the young patriarch of the Chu family of the 8-rank superior family. Chu Tinlong said firmly. Can I understand that this is your threat to me? A smiling smile appeared at the corner of Zhang Chushuan's mouth. 0. You're going to give it to him. 35. Chu Tinlong still wanted to say something, but Master Qin's fearful voice suddenly sounded in his ears. Master Qin, give it to him, if you don't want to die, don't want the Chu family to give you a funeral. Master Qin's hurried voice caused Chu Tinlong's pupils to shrink suddenly. He didn't care about the Chu family in Qingyan Mansion, it was just a ladder for him to climb, and if he was developed, he didn't mind giving some benefits. But he valued his life. For Master Qin to be in such a situation, Zhang Chushuan's strength is unfathomable. Old man Zhang said and laughed, I dare not threaten you. 35. Chu Tinlong decisively took out the array plate and threw it at Zhang Chushuan, bowed his head slightly, and said, You're old man, I naturally offer it with both hands, and I don't need your money. Quote. Chu Tinlong's sudden respectful attitude made everyone stunned. Chu Yun's face stiffened even more, and he didn't know whether to laugh or not. Terrible. 35. Lord Fu's voice sounded in Chu Yun's ears. This person's talent is extremely terrifying, and his strength is only in the early stage of the spirit realm, but he comprehends the sword intent, at least Xiaocheng, just now faintly emitted, even the old man felt a mortal threat. 5. Do not offend him unless it is necessary. Chu Yun. Listen to other people's discussions, and then look at the performance of Yu Wanqin and Chu Tinlong. He is not stupid, why should he offend Zhang Chushuan? Although it's a pity for that plate, it's very good not to let Chu Tinlong take it away. Know the times. 35. Zhang Chushuan nodded with a little appreciation, then threw the array plate in his hand to Chu Yun, and said lightly, Boy, are you willing to be my apprentice? As soon as the words came out, the 4 seats were shocked. Shrimp. Click. Sha Yi clenched his fists, inserted his nails into his head, and did not find the blood dripping. Zhang Chushuan's playful eyes made them understand. This bastard is targeting himself. Damn, they are all crossers, why is the gap so big? River. 39%. Chapter 155 Nanny can't do it, barely trick a future thug like this. Click. There was also Chu Tinlong who was in the same mood as Sha Yi. Originally he had already planned to leave, but he didn't expect to hear Zhang Chushuan say that he wanted to take Chu Yun as an apprentice as soon as he turned around. Why can this country boy be so lucky? He Chu Tinlong gathered spirits at the age of 12, and spent 4 more years to open up 32 blood tricks, and another 10 years to break through to the transformation spirit realm. Didn't his talent hang Chu Yun a few streets? 4. Why? The pie that suddenly smashed made Chu Yun a little dazed. What his talent is, he knows very well. He can only be regarded as a genius among ordinary people, and any special physique will be hanged. Now that I can have the 11th refining body cultivation behavior, I also rely on the ability of runes and the teachings of the Master of Runes. Otherwise, it would be good if he could now have a late-stage, 7-fold cultivation of the refining body realm. Is there anything worthy of Zhang Chushuan's other eyes? There's no special reason, it's just that you look good. 35. Zhang Chushuan said that he was just temporary, and wanted to discuss the summer night. What reason can there be? If you must say a reason, it is probably that Yi Feng was born in Nanyangzhou, and he was very concerned about the rising Tianzhou in the same state, and there was a lot of information about the old devil of Han Li, the female emperor Zhang, 170, and the double emperor Chu Yun. Among them, Han Leomo walked the mortal cultivation immortal stream, with average talent but diligent study, coupled with atmospheric luck, from time to time he would get various opportunities to get rich and improve his background and strength. Yi Feng originally planned to use Han Leomo as a treasure detector for this reason. Zhang Yanren's rise is based on special exercises and Wu Yanxi's teachings, coupled with the Xuanian holy vein. As long as he gets the xenomorph ice, he can advance by leaps and bounds, and the road to rise is full of all kinds of pretenses and punches in the face. The person Yi Feng admired the most was Chu Yun, who rose from a small border town, with both arrays and refining tools, and the Chu family's latest battle with the young patriarch Chu Tinlong. The two were selected by the Chu family to participate in the Five Kingdoms War. Chu Yun won the championship strongly, and was accepted by the 6-pin sect Water Dragon Hall under the 7-pin sect Water Dragon Hall. Later, Chu Yun rose strongly, took the Water Dragon Hall back to the 5-rank Power Dragon King Hall, and helped the 2 Taisheng elders and the Hall Master of the Dragon King Hall to get out of a secret realm, and Chi-Chi broke through to the King Realm and became a 4th-rank force in one fell swoop. And Chu Yun himself had also broken through to the peak of the Divine Mansion realm, only one step away from becoming a Saint Lord level power, but he had a record of counter-slashing 3 Saint Lord level powers. In this process, Chu Yun met the youngest daughter of the Master of the Dragon King Hall, and the two became a Taoist couple. At that time, the Zhou Domain Grand Competition was held, and Chu Yun represented the Dragon King Hall of the Southern Zhou Domain to fight, leading the disciples in the hall to kill half of the disciples of the old rival Suzaku Gate, and was held accountable by the Phoenix Pavilion, a top sect of the 4 grades under the Suzaku Gate, and finally had to use a teleportation array to leave the Zhou Domain. There was about 10 years of information in the back. Yi Feng didn't know much about it, only knew that Chu Yunchu had gone to the notorious chaotic valley of the Dongshuan domain through the teleportation array, formed a force there, and broke through to the peak of the king level in only 10 years, and then returned strongly to destroy the Phoenix Pavilion. Then there was a period of 30 years of gentle development. Chu Yun broke through to the saint level, created a major and 3rd-rank force, and formed an alliance with the Yanwang dynasty to jointly resist the invasion of foreign evil tribes. Chu Yun's body can be described as legendary, and he has experienced countless lives and deaths. With such a cowhide life, Zhang Chushuan did not mean to disturb and destroy. Being a babysitter, that's impossible to help. His idea is to establish a master-apprentice relationship with Chu Yun, which will play a certain helping effect in the early stage of his rise, and can also reflect his sense of existence at a critical time later. Wait until the future. Zhang Chushuan's 4th wife is the female emperor of the Yanwang dynasty, and his apprentice Chu Yun becomes the lord of the 3-pin power. Is it not fragrant? There is also the old demon of Handi, who investigated and found that there were indeed people in Lingxia town, and it seemed that he liked Zhang Yanren in advance. This is not a loyal little brother on the spot. 3 children of luck work for themselves, so they ask who else. Zhang Chushuan's smile brightened even more, and seeing Chu Yun's hesitant expression, he continued, there is only one father for a person, but there can be many masters. Formations, refining tools, martial arts, exercises, these can be taught, and the art industry has a specialty. Especially martial arts, palm techniques, body techniques, boxing techniques, etc. Different people also have their own strengths. If you are willing to worship me as a teacher, I will not restrict you from worshiping others as a teacher. As long as you don't deceive the teacher and destroy the ancestor, you can do whatever you want. Zhang Chushuan's conditions are not unabundant. At first glance, people who don't know think that he is not accepting disciples, but accepting a small ancestor. But Xia Yi understood that Zhang Chushuan's trick was too clever. If Zhang Chushuan can accept Chu Yun, he will definitely be rewarded with being the first to subdue the Son of Luck, and also block his opportunity to spend a summer night. And there are also master-apprentice subsections in the family plate, which shows that synchronization skills can also be used on disciples, and the Son of Luck is the existence of God chasing, feeding and eating, to help become stronger, and he will be an absolute mainland giant in the future. Zhang Chushuan makes no sense to use 1,000 yuan to buy 1,000,000,000% of its own shares in 100 years, an investment with a stable and ultra-high rate of return. He wanted to make trouble, but he didn't dare. This. Chu Yun opened his mouth, not knowing how to answer for a while. His only concern was that he already had the master of Fu, and it was not good to worship another master. But what Zhang Chushuan said, as well as the conditions offered, made him not need to be bothered by this aspect. The Fu Lord is best at arrays and refining tools, and the battle is indeed very bad, which the Fu Lord himself told him. Now I can teach him, it is purely because of the high realm in front of him and the broadening of his vision. The exercises practiced by Master Fu are also biased towards Master Fu, which is actually not very in line with Chu Yun's wishes. If you visit Zhang Chushuan, it seems that there is no need to bother with this aspect. In particular, Zhang Chushuan can make Yu Wanqin be treated carefully. There is a lot of respect in his words, and even the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce is jealous of strength and power before, and it is difficult to be sure that he will not take the Chu family of Qingyan Mansion in his eyes. And his conflict with Chu Tinlong today has left a huge hidden danger. Although there is a chance to kill Chu Tinlong in the king's tomb, it is not safe when things are true. Worshipping the teacher, it seems that there are only benefits. Idiot, promise him. The master sensed that he was not hostile to you, and you really needed such a master. This person is very interesting, and I even plan to make friends when I have a chance later. If I take advantage of your master's name, I may be able to take advantage of it. And the master saw the opportunity to be reborn in him. If Master Fu just said the first 3 sentences, Chu Yun might not have agreed to 0. No, he would be very grateful to Zhang Chushuan for his approval, but he would definitely refuse this opportunity. After spending these months getting along, Lord Fu was not just a master in his heart. But because of this, Lord Fu's last words made him decide to worship Zhang Chushuan as a teacher. Thank you seniors for your love, I do. Chu Yun solemnly surrendered his hand and was about to bow down. His choice did not surprise anything. No need to do this gift. Zhang Chushuan flicked his hand casually and did not let Chu Yun kneel. I don't like this, just wait for you to come with me and serve me a cup of tea. Yes, Chu Yun's voice was sonorous and powerful. This is one of my meeting gifts. Zhang Chushuan pointed to the array disc in Chu Yun's hand. This is a kind of offering flowers to the Buddha. When the soul in Chu Yun's body repairs the array disc, he will take it and increase it 100-fold, and it will be nourishing. This is another meeting gift I have for you. After thinking about it, Zhang Chushuan took out a bottle and threw it to Chu Yun. What is it? Chu Yun opened the bottle and sniffed it, feeling the pores of his whole body open up. Nothing. It's just 30 ultimate magic pills. Zhang Chushuan said nonchalantly. Oh, it turned out to be 30. Zhang Chushuan's tone made Chu Yun subconsciously think that it was like a pill. But after reacting, he was directly stunned. This Nima, 30 Tongjian pills, or the best. Are you sure it's not a local tyrant from the Holy Land? It's just a little meaning. Zhang Chushuan waved his hand carelessly, and then asked, Good boy, does this person need me to solve for you? Zhang Chushuan pointed at Chu Tinlong, who suddenly felt like a great enemy, and a trace of fine sweat secreted from his forehead. He originally wanted to flee directly, but at the moment of thinking, he felt as if there was an extra sharp knife on his head. If he dares to escape, the knife will surely fall. His result, only death. Thank you, master. The apprentice wants to take revenge personally. 4.4 inches. When Chu Tian saw Chu Tinlong's appearance, a flash of happiness flashed in his eyes. Is this what it feels like to be covered by a big guy? Sure enough, it's cool. However, the son of luck is the son of luck, and Chu Tian has his own insistence. Chu Tinlong, I hereby make a half-year contract with you, and I will fight you in the Chu family competition. 5. If you lose, kneel down and apologize to my father. Compared to erasing Chu Tinlong, Chu Yun wanted him to repent for what he had done. Killing people is not enough. Chu Tinlong has the absolute strength to defeat Chu Xiao, but he chose to abolish the latter dantian, which is the cruelest punishment for a warrior. Kneeling down and apologizing, it's never too much. Quote exclamation mark. Chu Tinlong didn't want to agree, but he had to agree. Well, my apprentice has ambition. 99. Zhang Chushuan applauded. Chu Yun's behavior seemed silly to him. The enemy has to kill immediately, rest assured. But it still looks quite hot-blooded. It's a pity that he has passed the age of blood, and revenge will definitely not drag on. In the corner where no one saw, Zhang Chushuan moved his palm and pointed at the summer night. Heavenly Soul Curse. 39. 39%. Chapter 156. The first child of luck is an apprentice. Soul Shi, Go Shi, Come Shi. Unnoticed, a golden luster flashed on Zhang Chushuan's jet-black pupils, and the fingers hidden under the cuffs kept changing. The Dacheng level Heavenly Soul Dread Curse was successfully cast. This is a soul technique. Even the soul body in Chu Yun's body cannot detect it. The special eye opened. Zhang Chushuan felt that everything around him had turned into a black and white world, and there was a mysterious aura above everyone's head, connecting to the sky. This is a special heavenly road, connecting the heavenly prison and the human body. Go. 35. Zhang Chushuan's thoughts flashed, and the power of the soul at the peak level of the transformation spirit realm smoothly entered the summer night heavenly road, and with the experience of erasing Yi Feng last time, he found the heavenly soul very smoothly. The summer night heavenly soul did not rise again, but was in the middle of the heavenly road, located in a Zan and Zan spiritual space. Zhang Chushuan suspects this as the peculiarity of the traverser. It's you. Are you going to kill me? No, I know it's wrong. The summer night heavenly soul together has a certain ability to think, and he saw Zhang Chushuan playing in his hands. After the special soul dragon chi, I felt that the situation was not right. You're not so humble when you target me in the public chat area. Oh, for Zhang Chushuan flashed a flash of disdain under his eyes, and he directly started. Wah, the summer night sky soul is weak, like a thin piece of paper. Facing the dragon, Sha Yi Tianyun could not resist any and was directly swallowed. The special dragon wandered around the heavenly road and returned to Zhang Chushuan's body, carrying the memories after the purification of the summer night. Zhang Chushuan can be fused and read at will. Pass through the first open box to get the treasure chest. It is actually second only to me to get the position of patriarch, and the method is actually to poison my biological father to take the throne, and then use the whole clan to have the strongest combat power of the family to suppress it. Shish. Zhang Chushuan was not interested in the memories before the summer night crossing, he directly began to absorb the memories after the crossing. He really didn't expect that someone could be so heartbroken and use such an extreme method in order to grow the patriarch. Fortunately, he is the ancestor to start, otherwise if he is a little slower, the benefits of the first patriarch will belong to this summer night. Thinking of the bug in the Dao level invincible realm, people are afraid for a while. And then how to please Chu Yun's memory, this is really a dog. 995. But this guy's heart is really dark, and he actually decided to learn Long Xiaoyun's routine and let Chu Yun be Li Zunwan. It's a pity that he is going to die soon, otherwise I really want to tell him that he has no chance. This Chu Tenor is not Chu Yun's sister, and even a level higher, and is related by blood. 99. Let's go. Making sure that nothing valuable was missing, Zhang Chushuan directly shredded these memories so as not to cause unnecessary effects on himself. And all this is just a thought of Zhang Chushuan. Everyone outside is still stuck in the matter of Chu Yun and Chu Tinlong making a gambling agreement. Father Dantian quilt, and Chu Tinlong is obviously doing it on purpose, no wonder Chu Tian wants to fight with him. If it were me, I would rather let the master who guarded the short serve help erase Chu Tinlong, only the dead enemy is a good enemy. Should I say that this person has backbone or stupidity? It's too good luck to be accepted by old Master Zhang. Why doesn't old man Zhang have an eye for me? 30 ultimate blood trick pills, what level of heritage is this? NB. 66. The scene was quiet, but everyone's eyes seemed to be talking, reflecting various emotions and thoughts. Chu Yun felt some, but did not pay attention to it. Chu Xiao's Dantian has now been repaired, but it has not put the original incident down. Killing Chu Tinlong can indeed make everything disappear, but as a son, Chu Yun hopes to help his father wash away his shame and make up for his regrets in his own way. In that case, then you go with me. Zhang Chushuan waved his hand and walked towards the door of the Chamber of Commerce first. He couldn't wait to complete the apprenticeship ceremony with Chu Yun, and then reap another wave. But at this moment, the accident appeared again. Since you dare to bully my son, give me a life. Chu Tinlong's arrogant maid suddenly took out a bottle from the ring and threw it out, and then pulled out a long sword and stabbed at Chu Yun. Bang. 99. The bottle drew a parabola and fell to the ground and exploded, instantly filling a layer of dark green mist, diffusing the entire hall on the first floor, covering everyone's view. I can't see it. I feel like my chi and blood can't work. Divine consciousness can't use through this layer of mist. Oops. 35. It's the poison of the snake gall of the Xuanji poisonous toad snake. There was a burst of exclamations in the hall, and some people recognized the items thrown by the maid very knowingly. Presumptuous. A voice containing anger suddenly sounded in the hall, and a whirlwind appeared out of thin air, blowing away the dark green gas. Everyone looked in the direction where the maid was, and their eyes suddenly widened. I saw Sha Yi, who had been following Chu Yun before, kneeling to the ground, the long sword passed through the center of his eyebrows, and his eyes were full of disbelief. He didn't understand how he could die. He is a dignified traverser, driving the golden finger of the family building system. Even if there are traversers who are more powerful than him, as long as he does not die himself, he will take the initiative to be more powerful than most of the natives of the Xuantian continent in the future. He was the second to become a patriarch, and he befriended the son of luck. Although he can't compare to Zhang Chushuan, he is ahead of an unknown number of people. But why will die so inexplicably? Summer night. Chu Yun's eyes widened, and he didn't dare to want this scene that his eyes saw. Summer night actually died because of him. He wouldn't have died, Zhang Chushuan said coldly. Although the snake gall poisonous mist of the Xuanji poisonous toad snake is powerful, it cannot stop the sword consciousness of the master. Originally, that sword pierced straight at you, and the master also had the ability to protect you. Quote. But this summer night seems to be afraid that he will not be injured, and wants to reach out and pull the woman next to you to use it as a shield for himself, but instead he knelt on the ground because of his two big movements, just in front of the long sword. It's just self-inflicted. Zhang Chushuan can be sure that the appearance of this scene in front of him has something to do with his extinguishing the heavenly soul of the summer night and making him a person who is tired of the sky. Otherwise, how could it be so coincidental? That is, he was killed. But there is definitely something wrong with this maid of Chu Tinlong. After seeing Zhang Chushuan's strength, how could an ordinary maid still make trouble for her son? This maid is not very beautiful. If she is really so stupid, how can she become Chu Tinlong's maid? You attracted hatred to Chu Tinlong in 170. 35. Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze, piercing the maid's thoughts. The maid's pupils shrank suddenly, but she still said firmly, I don't understand what you're talking about, I just want to erase this person who bullied my son. 39. Then you don't want to think, if you kill Chu Yun, will I also kill Chu Tinlong? Zhang Chushuan asked coldly. The maid was stunned for a moment, and only after a while said, the Lord humiliated the subject's death, I didn't think about it so much just now. 35. But it is clear that no one believes her statement. You actually want to hurt me. Chu Tinlong's eyes were cold, and he waved out a palm. Bang! The maid Tianling guy was shattered and directly turned into flesh and fell to the ground. No one expected Chu Tinlong to hate it so much, but everything seemed to be reasonable. Old man Zhang, take your leave. In this place, Chu Tinlong couldn't stay for a moment, and after casually erasing the maid, he left the Golden Fortune Chamber of Commerce with a complaint. Chu Yun's expression was uncertain for a while, and finally sighed, gave Chu Tenur a debt, spent money to let people collect the body of Sha Yi, and went to buy a coffin to pack and send it back to Kangnan County. Chu Yun himself didn't care, because he had always had intentions for him on summer nights. Originally, I wanted to make a false statement, but now that I am dead, I am dead. The group returned to the restaurant where Zhang Chushuan lived temporarily. Zhang Chushuan let Chu Tian make up a cup of worship tea, and the two became masters and disciples in the true sense. Ding. 35. A voice rings in the ears of all the crossers. 40%. Chapter 157. Son of Luck, Forever Drop God. 5 Holy Beast Special Treasure Chest. Congratulations on triggering hidden achievements, collecting Children of Luck and getting hidden rewards. Hidden Reward 1. Luck Affinity Beloved by God, with a strange aura, easy to get the favor of the Child of Luck. Closing parenthesis quote. Hidden Reward 2. Luck Aura Loved by God, you have luck yourself, you don't need to devour it, you can increase your luck as you become stronger and the Child of Luck. Hidden Reward 3. Luck Equipment, you can get luck props to increase your luck. Hidden Reward 4. 1 chance to draw special chests. Since you complete the hidden achievement reward, the system will make a national announcement to stimulate all the crossers to accelerate the family building. A series of familiar system prompts sounded. Zhang Chushuan is directly a good guy. The son of luck is worthy of being a child of luck, and he can get so many rewards by accepting an apprentice, and they are all rewards for the goodwill of God. This may be the legend that I am good to God's son, and God looks at me well. No luck, drink cold water and stuff your teeth. With luck, you can pick up the greatest treasure of heaven and earth by walking. Whether or not it can be liked by God, the gap is really big. World Announcement. Xuantian Continent Zhang Chushuan completes hidden achievements. Collect the Son of Luck and get a series of rewards confidential. X3. As Zhang Chushuan sighed, the world announcement rang in the ears of all the crossers, exploding 3 times in a row. This voice sounds somewhat familiar. World announcement. It turned out to be a world announcement. The person who triggered the world announcement was indeed Zhang Chushuan again. That's fine. The world channel was calm. Big Brother Zhang is cowhide. Big Brother Zhang is mighty. Big Brother Zhang has today's years and years. Upstairs, your way of congratulations is too fresh and unconventional. Can't this world announcement come with something fresh? Hearing the name of Boss Zhang, I was not surprised at all. I was not surprised at all. World announcement. Blame me. It's not that you don't argue with each other. Do you want to announce Boss Zhang every time in the future? I'm tired early. 35. Is it okay to fight for anger? Is it okay for the world announcement to call Zhang Dewei bigwig? Are you okay if you're tired? The son of luck is worthy of being the son of luck, and the family building system also encourages us to target things, and this announcement completely confirms our speculation that any behavior against the son of luck can be rewarded. The first son of luck who made a vengeance, the first son of erasure luck, and the first son of luck who collected disciples have all been confirmed, so the first son of luck who is righteous, the first son of resurrection luck, and the first son of luck who worships teachers should also be done, right? Then will the first child of luck be rewarded. Tisk, the moment of the rise of comrades. The same sex is true love, so let the children of luck understand this truth. The first to marry the son of luck is definitely fine, please come and have a beautiful woman to pity me. Son of luck, forever drop God. Look at how much wool Boss Zhang has put on the son of luck. Son of luck, bald, please let go. 35. So Zhang Chushuan is more bullish than the son of luck. Plosive. Boss Zhang, always drop God. 99. The Traversers were genuinely convinced of Zhang Chushuan. Or is this the legendary strong Hengqiang? Although it has only been unpacked 3 times, many people have the luck to rise and beat countless aboriginal families. But compared to Zhang Chushuan, that's really not half a star. For this, Zhang Chushuan still did not pay much attention, but opened the special treasure chest for the first time. The first 2 treasure chests allowed him to get the Heavenly Soul Dread Curse and the 10,000 Devouring Knife, top-level good things, respectively. Thinking that this newly harvested treasure chest will not disappoint him either. Whoosh! A colorful chest levitates in front of Zhang Chushuan. Chu Yun and Chu Tenor did not react in the slightest, obviously invisible. 10 boxes, Zhang Chushuan decisively chose 2. Congratulations, you have opened the special baby chest and can choose one of the following treasures. Qilin Heart. Obtained from ordinary Qilin holy beasts, it can increase its lifespan by 10,000 years after swallowing, and can be reborn with broken limbs when cultivating to reach the Jaden realm, and can be reborn with blood when it reaches the divine mansion realm, becoming a child of luck, and can master the wind and rain of a place. Can gradually awaken the unicorn holy body and random awakening attribute. White Tiger Heart. Obtained from ordinary white tiger holy beasts, it can increase the lifespan of 10,000 years after swallowing, increase the strength of both arms by 10,000 caddies, automatically increase physical fitness, and always be level with cultivation. With a special talent, Tiger Way, it can overwhelm 10,000 beasts. Always have 3 spiritual spirits, and improve physical cultivation. Can gradually awaken the white tiger holy body and awaken wind attribute. Xuanwu Heart. Obtained from ordinary Xuanwu holy beast, it can increase its lifespan by 20,000 years after swallowing, comprehend the magic turtle breath technique, suspended animation technique, dormant strengthening technique, and so on. Has a special talent, Xuanwei, which can coerce water beasts. Defense means Daifuku increased, can gradually awaken the Xuanwu holy body and awaken whose attributes. Suzaku Heart. Obtained from ordinary Suzaku holy beast, it can increase its lifespan by 10,000 years after swallowing, comprehend the divine power nirvana rebirth, do not break through the great realm, can have the nirvana effect, have a special talent, Phoenix Way, can coerce 10,000 birds. Can gradually awaken the Suzaku holy body and awaken fire attribute. Green Dragon Heart. Obtained from ordinary green dragon holy beasts, it can increase its lifespan by 10,000 years after swallowing, but it has dragon chi, can have heaven-defying recovery power and attack power, can give others god level, can have a special talent, dragon power, and can coerce all things. Can gradually awaken the blue dragon holy body and awaken the dual attributes of wood thunder. Quote question mark question mark question mark question mark. Crouch. If it weren't for Chu Yun and Chu Tenor still there, Zhang Chushuan would have shouted out directly. The things that open out of this treasure chest are not ordinarily precious. Although it's still the same taste, the same admiration. Unboxing for the first time, choose from a variety of occult techniques that can be upgraded without level restrictions. Unpack the box the second time and choose from a variety of weapons that can be upgraded without level restrictions. This time unpacking, as on the upgrade physique plugin choice, very reasonable. What a ghost. This is the heart of a holy beast. Even if the note is an ordinary holy beast heart, being able to be called a holy beast shows that this heart comes from a heart comparable to a human great sage enlightenment realm fierce beast. Not to mention the incredible failure, just the 10,000-year lifespan that can be instantly increased, even the great emperor is excited. This is even more replenishing than the immortal medicine. Moreover, this kind of holy beast heart is not used by every great saint-level holy beast, otherwise those who have existed for a longer period of time would have slaughtered these races or kept them in captivity. Great saint cultivation is only a prerequisite, and it is necessary to awaken all the holy blood in the body and integrate the essence into the heart. This is a rare degree in the world. Now, Zhang Chushuan can choose one of them. It's a really difficult choice question. Zhang Chushuan licked his lips. Xuanwu heart, compared to the other 4 sacred hearts, can increase the life expectancy of 10,000 years, a full 20,000 years of life. Let a pig live for so long, it is enough to cultivate to become holy person. What's more, it also increases the defense against the sky and all kinds of magical powers, which is simply a sharp weapon. White tiger heart allows cultivators to have physical cultivation physical qualities that are on par with cultivation without independent cultivation, which is peerless. Physical cultivation is recognized as difficult to cultivate, with high cost, many grinds, and a long time, but it is also recognized as the strongest in the same realm, and leapfrogging combat is a regular operation. Qilin heart, the Jaden realm can be reborn with broken limbs, the divine mansion realm can be reborn with dripping blood, and if you cultivate further, I am afraid that you can achieve a trace of soul and never die. Suzaku heart, needless to say, can be said that the top version of the fantasy world can't kill Xiaoqiang, and even kills stronger and stronger. Nirvana is reborn, and Nirvana is invincible. I choose the green dragon heart. Zhang Chushuan made a decision almost instantly. Overall, it must be the best of the green dragon heart. The wood attribute gives the absolute strength to restore and vitality, the defense power is second only to Xuanwu, the degree of survival is second only to the Qilin, the recovery is second only to the Suzaku, and the dragon power can also coerce everything. The green dragon heart is only an auxiliary effect, and it also gives powerful thunder attribute power, and the attack power is also extremely strong. The most important thing is that the Zhang family has Ying Dragon Wang Dian, which is extremely compatible with the heart of Qinglong. De Zhao's. Zhang Chushuan has an intuition that if he gets the green dragon heart, he can further refine the Yinglong Wang Dian, and as long as Yinglong Wang Dian takes a new step, it is a new exercise, then he can be rewarded 100 times. Relying on the green dragon heart, Ying Dragon King Dian has the possibility of reaching the great sage level divine technique and then being increased. With this combination, Zhang Chushuan may have a double Eucharist. Everyone in the Zhang family can choose any holy body. Although this will not happen until the distant future, there will be a chance. The blue dragon heart appears in the system space. Zhang Chushuan did not rush to take it out and swallow. Before that, you have to play Chu Yun first. So similar. Zhang Chushuan looked at Chu Tenur, and a look of remembrance appeared in his eyes. Senior, what's wrong? Chu Tenur was looked at by Zhang Chushuan a little unnaturally. Next to him, Chu Yun was a little confused. What is this cheap master doing? It's nothing, I just think you're like a woman I've ever met, she helped me. The name of the deceased, I remember, seems to be Bailuoxi. What the? Chu Yun and Chu Tenur were instantly not calm. Isn't that their mother's name? 40%. Chapter 158 is no longer pretended, the showdown is over, I am the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. Name, Chu Yun. Identity, son of luck. Level, purple, red, yellow, blue, purple and gray gold, gold turns into destiny. Verdict. Do not kill. Constitution. Ordinary constitution, none. Special tip. From the upper realm, with a special broken luck spirit rune stone, lower grade innate. Lower product acquired, innate spirit treasure 1 to 12 times banned, imperial weapon. Zongpin Haodian, innate Lingbao 13 to 24 heavy prohibition, quasi-imperial weapon. Shengpin Haodian, innate Lingbao 25 to 36 heavy prohibition. Extreme Haodian, innate Lingbao 37 to 39 heavy prohibition, quasi-immortal emperor. The day after tomorrow, innate treasure 40 times forbidden, immortal emperor artifact. Runestones are divided into 9. Runes are the mainstay, with the ability to devour and absorb other brokenness, with the effect of purifying medicinal power, honing spiritual power and so on. The rune fragments are the 8 holy runes, devouring rune, thunder rune, space rune, life and death rune, desolate rune, ice rune, dark rune, flame rune. Every time the 3 holy runes are fused, the runes will increase their grade, and the limit is the ultimate innate spiritual treasure. Special tip. There is a soul emperor in the body. Name. Chu Tenur, Bai Tenur. Identity. Son of luck, woman. Level. Green, red, yellow, blue, blue, purple, gray, gold, golden into destiny. Verdict. Killable. Physique. Fire Phoenix Nirvana Holy Body. Awaken after breaking through the gathering spirit realm. Nirvana will be once every time you break through the realm. Awaken a natural talent, physical fitness, awakening natural ability. Encounter death will awaken more powerful power. Special tip. Bai Tenur has awakened the Nirvana Holy Body, reached the peak of the divine mansion realm when his strength is at its strongest, and entered the strongest nirvana state when he encountered a life and death crisis when breaking through the Jaden realm, with a memory of 170 seals. When you re-enter the gathering realm, the nirvana seal will be reopened. Even without Yi Feng's memory, Chu Yun and Chu Tenur did not have the slightest secret on Zhang Chushuan's side. With 6 special abilities for the children of luck, now 9, Zhang Chushuan Tiank all children of fortune. Master, have you seen my mother? Chu Yun looked at Zhang Chushuan excitedly. His mother left the Chu family after giving birth to him and never appeared again. But Chu Xiao never said that he had lost half a word with his mother, and also warned him since he was a child that his mother's identity was mysterious and had a deep background, and he left to protect him and his father when he was young. Before her mother left, she had said that only those who became kings were entitled to find her. Chu Yun has always wanted to find his mother, and he wants to know who made his mother have to leave and separate their family of 3. He didn't expect to get such a big surprise in Zhang Chushuan's mouth. Maybe Zhang Chushuan knows who his mother is and where she comes from. Your mother. Zhang Chushuan's face showed just the right surprise, and then nodded. Quote, no wonder I think it's nice to look at you, and I feel like you have an eye edge. 33. So that Bailuoxi is your mother. Zhang Chushuan shook his head with a smile. Chu Yun also felt coincidence and fate, but now he wanted to know more information related to his mother. Master, do you know my mother's identity? I do know. Zhang Chushuan nodded, with a trace of melancholy in his eyes. Bailuoxi did me a favor at the beginning, and later recruited me to be her think tank, and she told her my background. It was a pretty scary backdrop. Speaking, Zhang Chushuan's gaze fell on Chu Yun, as if he was looking at him again. Oh, I'm dying. What kind of background are you? Chu Tenur suddenly punched the table, putting the 3 of them. The 2 of them were shocked. Zhang Chushuan's lips squirmed, and he found that the atmosphere brewing before could not be returned, so he had to wave his hand very boringly. It's a descendant of the imperial clan. What? Chu Yun's eyes suddenly widened. Not only him, but Chu Tenur including Fu Master were all out of shape at this moment. Imperial clan. Master, you're not joking, are you? 35 Chu Yun couldn't believe it. That's the imperial clan. What is the imperial family? The descendants of the ancient great emperor, those who have the blood of the great emperor flowing on their bodies, are called the imperial clan. The people of the imperial family all live in a secret realm opened up by the great emperor, and it is said that the spiritual energy contained in it is the same as the efficiency when absorbing the spirit stone. The imperial family has the imperial scripture left by the great emperor when he broke through the great emperor realm, and it can be said that it holds a road to the emperor. The imperial family has the great emperor's Tao imperial weapons, which are stained with the true blood of the great emperor and the perception of the great emperor, giving birth to a command that is higher than most human beings, and also has some great emperor Tao fruits. The imperial weapon can fight on its own without being urged by anyone, and its combat power will not be weaker than a great saint, and even stronger in many cases, which is comparable to a quasi-emperor. The imperial weapon is the biggest whole card of the imperial family, and it is the foundation of the imperial family standing on the continent overlooking the 10,000 races. His mother is actually a descendant of the imperial family, so isn't she also a descendant of a certain great emperor? The most amazing thing is his father, a refining body realm can actually make the imperial mother move. This Nima is simply outrageous. But after Zhang Chushuan said those words, Chu Yun had an inexplicable feeling. These are facts. It turns out that my mother is a descendant of the imperial family. 99. If you talk about the background, it can be described as the pinnacle of the mainland. I heard that the imperial clan attaches great importance to bloodline inheritance, so. Chu Yun's face showed a bitter smile, and his fists subconsciously clenched, pinching until they turned white. He knows that his qualifications can only be regarded as geniuses among ordinary people, and they are completely incomparable with those with special physiques, not to mention the imperial family. But he is a descendant of the imperial family, which means that he has not inherited the bloodline of the emperor at all. This is an irony. If his bloodline power is strong, according to the habit of the imperial family attaching importance to bloodline, perhaps Beiluoxi will take him and Chu Xiao back to the imperial family. But he is just an ordinary person and will be regarded as a shame by the imperial family. In order to protect him, his mother could only leave his side. So that's the truth. Chu Yun was suddenly enveloped by a sense of powerlessness. Qingyan Mansion, Chu Tinlong, he has the confidence and determination to surpass. But that emperor clan, once born to facilitate the existence of the peak of the continent, how can he catch up and surpass? The king left by the mother is eligible, it is really qualified. Why, you won't lose confidence, will you? Looking at Chu Yun's performance in his eyes, Zhang Chushuan's eyes showed mockery. Master, that's the imperial clan. Chu Yun did not deny it. That is an unimaginably powerful enemy. If he thinks he can surpass, it is not called self-confidence, it is blind arrogance. It's not just the imperial family. Zhang Chushuan pouted and said casually. Moreover, it is a declining imperial clan. As a disciple of my Zhang Chushuan, will it be worse than it? Chu Yun was suddenly a little confused. What kind of trouble is this cheap master making? You say, the fallen imperial clan. Chu Tenur grasped the key. Zhang Chushuan glanced at her with approving eyes and nodded. In the past 200,000 years, the Xuantian continent has produced more than 20 great emperors, almost one every 10,000 years. 35. Among these more than 20 great emperors, only one has the surname Bai, Gauze. Who is it? Chu Tenur's heart throbbed for no reason. Divine Phoenix Emperor, Beiluohe. Zhang Chushuan's voice carried a hint of respect. 70,000 years ago, the Divine Phoenix Emperor walked out of the barbarous village, devoured the essence blood of 10,000 birds in the world as a human race, and finally a quasi-emperor Suzaku blood, condensed the Phoenix Nirvana body, created the Divine Phoenix Nirvana Emperor Sutra, and stepped out of the Emperor Road in the group. 99. In the next 10,000 years, it will be the era of the Beiluo River. At the end of 10,000 years, she, like other great emperors, embarked on the ancient road of the starry sky and pursued the upper realm. Since then, the Bai have been in decline. 5,000 years ago, the Bai lost their last great sage and chose to close the secret realm and no longer communicate with outsiders. Chu Yun, if you can rely on yourself to break through to the king, joining the Bai clan is only below the emperor and the saint. It is considered the mainstay. It is not difficult to break through to the emperor with the resources of the imperial family, and it is even hoped that the saint can indeed be reunited with your mother. Zhang Chushuan casually uttered a secret passage. Chu Yun and Chu Tenur were in a trance for a while, as if they saw a Tianzhao step out of the wilderness, rise all the way, and finally become emperor. Any great emperor is a suppressive luck person of the human race standing on the top of all races in the Xuantian continent, and should be praised. The king. Is there a chance? Chu Yun's eyes gradually turned firm. Anyone fantasizes about becoming a great emperor, but never making it a goal, that is too illusory. But if it is a king, Chu Yun has absolute confidence considering his two teachers and runes. But at this time, Chu Tenur suddenly spoke. Old Mr. Zhang, you don't seem to like the Bai clan. Hearing that Zhang Chushuan couldn't look at the Bai clan, Chu Tenur herself didn't know why, and felt a sense of depression in her heart, as if she had been violated. I only look at the emperor. Zhang Chushuan glanced at Chu Tenur and was arrogant, the rest is just gravel. Not as much as me. 99. What a big breath. A golden flame appeared in Chu Tenur's eyes, and there was more majesty in her voice. Where does old Mr. Zhang get the confidence? Confidence. Zhang Chushuan smiled indifferently. As the identity of the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor enough. Don't pretend, I'm in a showdown, I'm the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor, Wu Yanxi said. Chu Yun. Fu Lord. Chu Tenur. 40%. Chapter 159. This kid was worn by Tang Xiaosan. People of Nirvana. Subscription required. Quasi-emperor reincarnation. Chu Yun and Chu Tenur widened their eyes and looked skeptical about life. The expression of the rune master hidden inside the rune stone is also very wonderful. I thought that he was already a remnant soul of the emperor, but I didn't expect that the big guy opposite was the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. But will the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor easily say this? Let you feel it. 99. Zhang Chushuan smiled lightly. As his words fell, the next moment, Chu Yun and Chu Tenur's pupils shrank. They felt that the qi and blood in their bodies regressed at a terrifying speed, and their physical fitness was also regressing frantically, and in the blink of an eye, they regressed to the level of refining the body. Not only them, but the rune master inside the rune stone also felt that his soul power began to regress, regressing to a level lower than when he was injured and fell into a deep sleep, which was not at all the level that could maintain the existence of the divine soul. But for some reason, his divine soul still exists, or more like a soul, and it is his own soul in the realm of refining the body. This power, it's a field. The figure of Lord Fu appeared beside Chu Yun, extremely condensed but without any energy fluctuations, like a high-definition virtual projection. Teacher. Chu Yun's mouth grew in surprise. He didn't expect that Lord Fu would take the initiative to appear. So far, even Chu Xiao and Chu Tenor didn't know the existence of Master Fu. Nothing. Lord Fu raised his hand to Chu Yun and said squarely, I can't hide it in front of the Emperor at all, he has already discovered me. The loss of strength made Fu Master understand that he was in Zhang Chushuan's perception from beginning to end. This led him to believe that Zhang Chushuan was the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. He didn't even tell Chu Yun that the rune stone was a holy weapon, the saint of the great sage, and the level was one level higher than his imperial remnant soul. Being able to discover him with countless holy weapon isolation effects and suppress his strength can only be the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. Emperor. Chu Yun was stunned for a moment and said in surprise, Master Zhang is really the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. Lord Fu nodded. Seeing that Zhang Chushuan did not interrupt him, he opened his mouth to explain. Emperor Zun must also be a strong man among quasi-emperors. Do you feel weakened? This is the power of the field. Chu Yun and Chu Tenor looked puzzled. All the way for cultivators, 90% of the 9 divine mansion realm true monarchs can't become the king of the divine realm because there is no way to comprehend the artistic conception, in other words, comprehension has only entered the king realm. This is also the reason why those who comprehend in advance will be called Tianzhao or even peerless Tianzhao, because that represents the king's ticket. After the king, it is a Dharma realm saint, who can connect with heaven and earth through his mind, forming 1,000 zhang to fight the enemy, powerful and indescribable. After the saint of the Dharma realm, he is the emperor of the unity realm, and he can achieve the fusion of the Dharma phase with himself, and the Dharma phase as himself. And after the unity realm, there is the great sage of the enlightenment realm who can dwell in the void and comprehend the laws of heaven and earth, of which the peak of the great sage can comprehend the law to more than 90%, almost stepping out of his own avenue, outstanding Dao fruit. This process is also called a quasi-emperor. 9. The quasi-emperor has 9 revolutions, 1 turn and 1 day. Lord Fu's voice was solemn and wistful. At his peak, he was only an emperor, and he was not as strong among emperors, and if he did not count the formation and imperial weapons, his combat power was not strong. If it weren't for the help of rune stones, maybe he wouldn't be able to possess such cultivation. For him, the great sage was an unattainable level, not to mention the great sage peak, a quasi-emperor 1 step away from the great emperor. Chu Yun and Chu Tenor also felt that they had opened the door to a new world. It turns out that the artistic conception is the king's admission ticket. No wonder Zhang Chushuan transformed the spirit realm to master the sword intent, and was respected by countless people, which means that the future is a king without falling. At that time, not to mention the little Nanyangzhou, the Nanlingzhou domain to which Nanyang prefecture belonged, and the Lingzhou domain to which the Nanlingzhou domain belonged could not be fitted. As for the Dharma realm above the king, which can summon 10,000 Dharma phases, it is even more outrageous, and it only exists in the imagination. And the unity realm can make one's own law realm blend, which is equivalent to having tens of thousands of zhang in one's own body, which is even more unimaginable. Great sage and quasi-emperor. Terrible. The realm is the power of the law. 35. After Fu Commander Chu Yun and Chu Tenor had digested the information almost, they continued, our strength has been suppressed to the refining body realm. This is the realm, that is, the power of the law. To be able to possess such means in the transformation spirit realm, it must be the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor, and he is also a peak powerhouse among quasi-emperors. Saying that, Lord Fu looked at Zhang Chushuan with consciousness and respect in his eyes. Peak quasi-emperor, he had never seen it in his strongest period, but he didn't expect that now because of Chu Yun's relationship, he actually had the fate of being the same master. Time to run. At my peak, I was only a little bit away from that realm. Zhang Chushuan sighed very, Xiao Suo, and then Dao's heart was firm again, and he said in a positive tone, if you rebuild this world, I will be the emperor. 99. This sentence contains infinite wonders, and Chu Yun's blood boils when he listens. He, Chu Yun, possessed a peak quasi-emperor reincarnation master. The imperial clan is a fart. Originally, I thought of returning to recognize my mother after becoming a king and establish a good relationship with the naughty clan. But he now decided that when he became a saint under the teachings of Zhang Chushuan, compared to Zhang Chushuan himself at least an emperor at that time, most likely a great saint, and then went to the imperial family. What imperial family, still not obediently greeted him? If Zhang Chushuan knew what Chu Yun was thinking at this time, he was afraid that he would slap him to death, and then shouted, "You bastard, Tang Shaosan actually dares to wear my apprentice." That Tang Shaosan returned to his father's sect for the first time, and his strength was not strong, and he said, "I will come to atone for my father's sins." The second time I met my father's sect, my strength was enough, and I said, "My father is not wrong." Quote. When the strength was so strong that his father's sect looked up for the third time, he asked rhetorically, "Can you know the mistake? Is it really strength that determines attitude?" But Zhang Chushuan is also true. He experimented just now and directly used his banknote ability to buy the restaurant where he lived, which can be regarded as his Zhang family's sphere of influence, and he can also use the Avenue level realm. This Avenue level realm is more than hundreds of millions stronger than the realm comprehended by the great sage and the quasi-emperor, and he is indeed worthy of his own personality at all. As for insight and knowledge, with Yi Feng's memory, he was definitely a little more powerful than Master Fu. 0. To sum up, he is the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. What's more, he still has the emperor scripture and the quasi-immortal scripture in hand. Not worthy. The remnant soul of the emperor is not bad. Zhang Chushuan glanced at the state of the Fu master, nodded angrily, and then took out a bottle of elixir and threw it to Tang Shaosan. It was Chu Yun. This is the Earth Tier Soul Cultivation Pill, which is enough for the Divine Soul to restore the soul power to the Divine Mansion realm, so let's count it as another meeting gift for me and me. Thank you, Master Zhang. Chu Yun took the pill and respectfully thanked him. At this time, he mentally recognized Zhang Chushuan, the master, and couldn't wait to throw away a godfather again. If Lord Fu's soul power is promoted to the Divine Mansion realm, his whole card will be 1 point thicker. Thank you, Emperor Zun. Fu Master also thanked him, knowing that Zhang Chushuan's soul-nourishing pill was actually given to him. Zhang Chushuan nodded carelessly, then stretched out his hand a little towards Chu Yun's eyebrows, and said, "This is created for the Master to observe the Divine Phoenix Nirvana Emperor Sutra, for the True Dragon Quasi-Emperor Sutra, starting from the snake turning into a python, every breakthrough will be transformed once, and the body host will also be promoted from the inferior spirit body to a level comparable to the holy body. Since you are a descendant of the White Emperor, you should be very suitable for this exercise. First pass you to your king level content, and when you break through to the king realm, I will pass you on the follow-up." 5. Zhang Chushuan passed Yinglong Wang Dian to Chu Yun. The cultivation of the children of luck comes with various hangings. Zhang Yanran cultivated the Ice Heart Immortal Scripture. This hanging could not be installed for the Zhang family, and it was good to have Chu Yun lie now. Thank you, Master. Chu Yun closed his eyes and initially digested some of the extra information in his mind, and when he opened his eyes again, he bowed very respectfully. If it weren't for Zhang Chushuan's dislike of kneeling, he would definitely kneel 3 times and knock 9 times seriously. Such a good teacher, eternal life and eternal life, will not be destroyed. Emperor Scripture. Lord Fu glanced at Chu Yun with envious eyes. This master worships the true fragrance, he wants it all. This emperor. At this time, Chu Tenor suddenly walked up to Zhang Chushuan and said in a huff, "Why is it that I don't have anything only now?" 5. This scene frightened both Chu Yun and Fu Master. No, Chu Yun is not possessed by the soul, and the Fu Master is almost scattered with his soul. Chu Tenor is usually very well behaved, why does she seem to have changed a person today? This is the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor. Chu Tenor raised an eyebrow at Zhang Chushuan. She didn't know what was wrong with her today. Anyway, since Zhang Chushuan expressed her disdain for the Bai clan, she felt uncomfortable and very uncomfortable. Now seeing Zhang Chushuan so, pretending, she can't control herself. Zhang Chushuan was not angry, but doubtful. Then he suddenly stretched out his hand to touch Chu Tenor's eyebrows, and no one reacted. Soon he withdrew his hand and, suddenly realized, saying, "So that's the case, you are actually a person of nirvana." Quote. In this way, your relationship with Bailuoxi is very unusual. Zhang Chushuan's words made both of them stunned. What is a person of nirvana? River. 40%. Chapter 160. Half-Step Jaden. Sister surprise becomes sister-in-law. Subscription required. Master Zhang, can you seriously tell me what is going on? The person who asked was Chu Yun. He has always treated Chu Tenur as his own sister, and now that the latter is suddenly given an inexplicable identity by Zhang Chushuan, he is naturally very concerned. Especially when Zhang Chushuan mentioned that Chu Tenur and Beiluoxi had an unusual relationship, Chu Yun thought that Chu Xiao would sometimes show a look of reminiscence and melancholy when he saw Chu Tenur. Chu Yun didn't ask before, but after Chu Xiao Dantian repaired and broke through the gathering spirit realm, he took the initiative to tell him that Chu Tenur looked a little similar to Beiluoxi. Not to mention that there are 7 or 8 images, there are still 5 or 6, especially those eyes, which also feel that they contain some kind of intimidating flame. Thinking that the time when Chu Tenur appeared was not long after Beiluoxi left, Chu Xiao also suspected that it was not an accident that he could pick up Chu Tenur. Of course, the father and son did not open their brains to think of Chu Tenur as Bai Luoxi's daughter, and it was not long after Bai Luo gave birth to Chu Yun at that time. You'll find out in a minute. Zhang Chushuan did not directly answer Chu Yun's question, but took out the green dragon heart from the system space with a single thought, transferred it directly to the body, and then swallowed it. Boom. The next moment, Zhang Chushuan felt a strong 173, so big that it could flood his whole body, into the limbs and bones, into every inch of skin and flesh. He felt as if every cell had come to life, making a comfortable sound. He has a feeling that as long as he does not suffer the damage of instantly destroying the body, he can recover in the blink of an eye and return to his heyday. And he briefly felt the existence of the heavenly soul, and the surrounding, heavenly prison, was almost shattered in an instant, and Shouyuan's Xuanshuan energy could also be clearly felt, and it was much more and much better in an instant. Until the energy representing Shouyuan is exhausted, his body will not be destroyed, and the 2 souls and 7 spirits will be constantly warmed and strengthened. Then, Zhang Chushuan felt a burst of clarity in his brain, and if he wanted to, he could mobilize a certain momentum to make everything whose strength did not exceed him surrender. At the same time, some special memories emerged, about magical powers. Divine Power 1. Dead wood meets spring. As long as people are fine, they can be saved and replenish the vitality in the body. Shintong 2. Shumu Sinking Thunder can be operated to make plants emit lightning attacks, which are more conductive than conductive. While awakening the divine memory, Zhang Chushuan felt a powerful energy entrenched in Zhang Dantian's position, and the Ying Dragon King Dian Foundation building chapter began to operate on its own. The peak of the early stage of the Incarnation Spirit Realm. The middle stage of the Incarnation Spirit Realm, the peak of the middle stage. Until the peak of the Transformation Spirit Realm, the Dantian spiritual chi completely liquefied and began to combine, and it stopped when it was about to form the golden pill. This feeling of soaring strength is very cool. If Zhang Chushuan is willing, he can actually form a Jaden in one fell swoop, and even with the power of vitality, he will also integrate the 7 spirits of his body into the golden pill and step into the late stage of the Jaden realm, 7 revolutions. But he didn't do that. On the one hand, he waited until the evening to prepare to enter the tomb of the king left by the double king. If the strength exceeds the Jaden realm, it will be blocked by the transfer array, which is not in line with the interests. In the second aspect, his exercise comprehension was not enough to fully exert the advantages of the transformation of the worm into a dragon on the increase in the body. Although there is Yi Feng's memory, there will be no hidden danger in promotion, but if he can precipitate for a period of time and then break through, it will be good for himself and the entire family. Anyway, as long as he wants, he can complete the follow-up breakthrough at any time. Dead wood meets spring. Zhang Chushuan's transformation seemed to be very long, but in fact, it was only for a moment. Chu Yun and Chu Tenur and Fu Lord saw him suddenly burst out of the true strength of the half-step Jaden realm, and then stretched out a finger at the center of Chu Tenur's eyebrows. In the next moment, a layer of extremely rich green light appeared on the surface of Chu Tenur's body, with the vitality that made the green plants in the room shake independently. Such a rich vitality, it's magic. 35. Lord Fu saw extraordinary things and saw Zhang Chushuan's means. In fact, Zhang Chushuan initially wanted to use the vitality power given by the green dragon heart to awaken magical powers and just come in handy, which was an unexpected joy. Chu Tenur suddenly let out a cry of pain, and a golden flame seemed to be replenished by fuel, bursting out from her body, enveloping her whole body and turning into a fireball. This flame was very strange, with a scorching temperature that both Fu Master and Chu Yun could not bear, so they couldn't help but retreat, but they didn't kill Chu Tan's clothes and surrounding buildings. Wah! 99. Suddenly, a blue extreme light shot out from Chu Tenur's Dantian position, constantly fighting with the flames around her, faintly forming a suppression. At this moment, a touch of green once again flowed out of Zhang Chushuan's nails and injected into the flames around Chu Tenur. Boom! The flames were aided and burned, changing their disadvantages in an instant, swallowing up the extreme chill, and then turning into a deeper red and beginning to change shape. Gong! Gong! The flames finally turned into a fire phoenix, vividly raising their heads and letting out a chirping full of joy. Zhang Chushuan didn't know bird language, but he could understand the joy contained in that call, as if he had been reborn. Wow! The flames quickly faded and attached to the surface of Chu Tenur's body, turning into an orange-red close-fitting armor, domineering and handsome. Under the armor, Chu Tenur's body rose several points in an instant, from being more than 1 meter 6 to 1 meter 7 in an instant. His legs were white, and his delicate bare feet were like beautiful jade, suspended 2 inches from the ground, surrounded by a faint flame. In an instant, Chu Tenur turned out to be taller than Chu Yun, and her facial features did not change, but she looked much better looking and attractive than before, which was a change and match in temperament. A ray of flame shot into the center of Chu Tenur's eyebrows, turning into a fire phoenix symbol, and some people could feel a burning heat from the soul level when they looked at it. Oh tilde operator. Chu Tenur opened his eyes, and the momentum of the half-step Jaden Realm Great Cultivator spread, but it instantly dissipated into invisibility when it was about to spread out of this room. I'm actually Nirvana. A golden flame appeared in Chu Tenur's eyes, naturally carrying a layer of nobility. Her expression diffused for a moment, but she quickly remembered everything. Tenur. Chu Yun's somewhat incredulous voice sounded behind Chu Tenur. The scene in front of him was too abrupt, and his mind had not yet pretended to bend. How can in the blink of an eye, the intimate little sister becomes a fiery royal sister? Tenur. What a coincidence. Chu Tenur frowned slightly, turned to look at Chu Yun with a slight downward look, and her voice carried a coldness that was completely different from the hot appearance. Chu Yun, you can't call me Zero. You should call me Auntie. Small. Auntie. Chu Yun's eyes widened. Could it be that this is the sister of the mother who has never met before? Sister becomes mother sister. This Nima. That's right, I'm your own sister-in-law. Chu Tenur nodded lightly, as if thinking of something unpleasant, and the murderous intent flashed in her eyes. My real name is Bai Tenur, and my mother Bai Luoxi is a sister. 35. This. Chu Yun said he couldn't believe it. Chu Tenur had expected it and explained. I am 5 years younger than your mother, and the reason why your father and my cheap brother-in-law were able to pick me up when I was a baby was because I encountered a crisis and entered a state of nirvana. Subsequently, Chu Tenur, or Bai Tenur, told what happened that year. As Zhang Chushuan said, Bai Luoxi and Bai Tenur are both descendants of the divine Phoenix Emperor, but they are not descendants of the lineage. To be precise, Bai Luohe has no descendants, only its own descendants. She was a female emperor who had no marriage in her life, so she had no descendants. This may also be the reason for the rapid decline of the Bai clan, because unlike ordinary imperial clans, they do not actually have imperial blood. But Bai Luohe is amazing, and the created Emperor Sutra has the effect of nirvana and purifying bloodline, which can allow ordinary people to have a spiritual body, the strongest to the holy body. During the 10,000 years that Bai Luohe dominated the mainland, she cultivated 9 quasi-emperors for the Bai clan. And Bai Luoxi and Bai Tenur are the descendants of the Fire Phoenix Nirvana holy body among these 9 quasi-emperors. After the Bai people disappeared, there were internal disputes, and Bai Luoxi and Bai Tenur were the hope that their line would regain power and lead the Bai people to the world. But before Bai Luoxi broke through the distraction realm, he encountered a black hand plot and fell into a state of semi-nirvana, and finally came together with Chu Xiao. Yuanian was destroyed, leaving Chu Yun. The Fire Phoenix Nirvana holy body cannot be broken before breaking through to the King realm at 4.4, otherwise it will make the Phoenix blood turbid, resulting in increased difficulty in nirvana and weakening of the power of the holy body. The people behind the scenes can be described as sinister intentions. However, Bai Luoxi also had the courage to return to the group after giving birth and secretly transferred the holy body to his sister Bai Tenur using a secret method. Therefore, Bai Tenur needs to enter the state of nirvana, change from the body of an adult back to the body of a baby, and grow up again. When the strength breaks through the gathering spirit realm, it can perfectly fuse the Fire Phoenix Nirvana holy body. Bai Luoxi was not worried about the environment within the clan, so after discussing with Bai Tenur, he asked the latter to hide in the Chu family and grow up slowly. Bai Luoxi, on the other hand, was punished within the clan and attracted firepower at the same time. But in this process, Baitanur suffered a secret calculation, and the power of Ice Phoenix was planted in his body, resulting in the soul being sealed after entering the state of nirvana, entering a state of amnesia, and it was difficult to break through to the gathering spirit realm and complete the first nirvana. But with the help of Zhang Chushuan, she has now successfully achieved nirvana and regained her memories. So are you really my sister-in-law? Chu Yun felt the malice from this world. Is it okay for a cheap sister to become a sister-in-law? For a cheap sister to become a sister-in-law. For a cheap sister to become a sister-in-law.